Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Show, talking forbidden text. It is the panel discussion time. Okay, R. Keith, you're in the chat. Check your email. I sent you a correct link. I sent the wrong link at first. I was sharing shows and fixing the description a little bit. So I will go ahead and copy the link again and put it in this chat. And I'm going to be very picky about who clicks it, okay? So here's the link to join the show in case you don't have it in your email. Raven, you also have it in email. So link to join the show is up. Let me clean up my Wi-Fi here. And all right, Raven, your link has been sent to you. Keith, also yours. Yep. Thanks, everybody. And Keith is in the house. Let me get you put in. Hey, Keith.
How are we doing?
Pretty good.
Oh, we got something going on here. I'm getting the feedback here.
If you can use headphones, use headphones. Your microphone is picking up your speakers.
Well, that's because I'm trying to shut off. I don't actually have a.
You don't have a headset?
Can be.
You don't have a what?
Not that won't shut the entire computer down.
Okay. Well, let's not crystallize it just yet, okay? Oh, and he's gone. Okay. The link is in there. Sound, you know what, guys? I'm strangely comforted that there is technical problems because that verifies I'm in a paranormal podcast. Upsides, right? So, welcome back, everybody, to the Quantum Show, Quantum Panel. Trying to get Keith and Raven in. Whoever wants to come on, come on. Let me see. I think he's back. Let's see here. I think you're back, Keith. Hold on. Trying to get you in. Trying to get you in. At the stream. This thing is okay. I think you're back.
Okay. I can hear you. I can see you, and I got both pictures up.
Okay, good deal. Excellent. Welcome back to the Quantum Show, Keith. Great to have you again. It's been too many shows ago.
Yeah, don't ask me to count that.
I said hi. I popped into your show earlier today, and my weekends pound me because I go do stuff. I just go do stuff. During the week, I'm working, so I don't mess with anything. But yeah, did you hear any of the first hour?
No, I was a little preoccupied. I got tied up with reading and what have you. Or not reading, writing.
Okay. Well, I'm glad of that. So I can give you the rundown of what I talked about and what my goals are coming up. Remember a few shows ago in your show, I said, I'm going to build a Vimana.
Yes.
I am still pursuing that. And I've got Mercury on order. And I know how to build my own little electromagnet stuff. So I'm going to be doing that.
Getting that planet on board is going to be a little bit of a pain.
Do what?
Getting that planet on board is going to be a bit of a pain.
Mercury? Not the planet, the metal. The metal is on its way. I've got a small amount of Mercury on order. So it's from a scientific educational place, and I'm going to be very careful with it. Everyone's saying it's going to give you cancer. No.
But it could technically kill you.
Yeah, if I eat it or snort it, and I'm not going to do that. So I know how to handle hazmat, okay? And I had Mercury toys in the 3rd grade in school.
I've still got an old mercury thermometer hanging on my wall.
I got 2 in this old house. I popped the covers open. You see the little mercury bulb in there.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to be. Oh, let me get over to live chat. But that's what. Here's the first leg of what I'm going to do. I'm going to get 2 metal bowls. I've seen this done on YouTube. I'm going to replicate what's on YouTube. 2 metal bowls put together, sealed with mercury inside. Okay?
Right.
And then I'm going to put an electromagnet above and below, so the magnetic field will be here.
Right.
And it will be going through here. There's a speaker magnet on bottom, and that passively has its own passive, I'm not adding current to it, passive magnetic field just by being a ferrous magnet.
Right.
So it will start the mercury moving slowly. This has also been demonstrated. And when I turn it on to being an electromagnet using probably AA batteries, it's going to spin faster. And I'm going to then use an inductive coil to charge the same magnetic field, eddy current, and an eddy current and a I had it. It's hot in my room now. I got cooking in here, so the temperature heats up. But there's an effect that when you push an air current through, more air gathers around it. Venturi effect, and I'm going to use.
I've worked with that before in a different fashion.
Right. Okay. So the Venturi effect is related to aerodynamics. This seems to be the same type of thing that happens with electromagnetics. You put a magnetic field around something, and more magnetic field is attracted to it. That's what this mercury is going to do, according to the experiments that I've watched, the demonstrations that I've watched. And then I'm going to use another inductive coil to gather that up and put it right back into the field with a volume control to turn it up and down.
That makes total sense.
And I will have at least a cool toy robot that will charge everybody's phone. At most, I'm going to build a speeder bike, and I'm going to come see you in person.
That'd be trippy.
I'm going to say, yeah, huh?
Curiosity, how much mercury are you working with?
Right now, 100 grams. So it's a bottle of, I'm not even sure how much 100 grams of mercury is, but it's a bottle maybe a little bit smaller than this one.
100 grams is about 4 ounces.
Okay. Then it might be about this much. Maybe a little bit less, right?
Right.
So that's the desktop. That's the desktop demonstration that I'm going to do. And then if I can get the results I expect to get, I will do more. I will do a lot more.
Just the thought process. Take the word "if I get" to "when I get."
Oh yeah, when I get results, I will take those results and upscale them and make something in the same fashion about 18 inches.
Yeah.
A big donut in 18 inches and fill it halfway with mercury. And that way, it will be going in a big donut and the field will get very big. And I'm going to have to figure out how to keep the field local and not do like people who encounter alien ships. They say they feel like they're pushing their hand through cream, or the static is so heavy they can't feel their hands. I don't want that to happen.
Before you put the mercury into the bowl, line the bowl with an electromagnetic repulsor. I don't know what the metal would be. Think of it this way: assuming tinfoil works, Okay, if you line the bowl with tinfoil, then the magnetics won't get out of it. Net result, you trap the magnetic induction field.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. Grounding. You want me?
Not grounding. Grounding pulls it apart. You want something that keeps it, that creates essentially a buffer field.
Right. That is a. I'm my words are. I'm missing all my words.
Okay, I don't have them in the first place.
It's a counter field. It's a field that pushes it back. It stops it right there.
Yes.
And yeah, I'll be doing that. I'm going to use steel bowls, so I may have to double up the steel bowls and have one on the outside that is
aluminum on the inside.
Well, I can't use aluminum because it will turn aluminum to slag. It breaks the structure of the aluminum.
Okay, that would be bad.
Yeah, I don't want it to fly apart. And with mercury spinning in any kind of metal, that's metal on metal. So there's going to be heat. I got to figure out how to cool this thing. And something occurred to me while I was doing all my little bit of planning for this is a Peltier device. Why not use a Peltier device? Use the heat. It's just going to be shed anyway. A Peltier device is a little ceramic thing that takes heat onto one side and sheds it out the other while generating electricity. It's really cool. Nowhere
you and I definitely
near.
have to talk about something else. But
okay,
what you're talking about works.
Well, that's what I'm going to put together, and I'm going to be taking notes. Peltier, something else. I don't need any more hints. Note taken. It's quantum now. But tell me, Keith, since I got you on the show, this is not an interview. This is a sit-down powwow type thing. Peace pipe. So what?
Sorry, don't smoke. Gave that up a while ago.
Okay. Well, quantum. Let's call it quantum then. In some reality, you're still smoking, and I'm there with them.
We go to a past life of people I'm cooking or smoking, but that's another issue.
That's something I wanted to get you to talk about is what have you observed? Now, here I do personal experience. We've got a lot of it, and I want to hear all of it, but we only have a limited amount of time.
I was going to say we have a little bit of an issue there.
Yeah. I'm quantum. I'm not that quantum. But what have you observed as far as the way the ships that you have seen work? Just not the mechanics of it, but what does it look like?
Well, we did discover that going through a wormhole is wonderful. Going through a black hole is termination.
Yes.
But what we did find is that everything going into a black hole, it isn't that nothing comes out. It's just it comes out on such a reduced level that today's technology can't pick it up.
Okay.
Wormholes, what they've drawn, you've seen Stargate.
Yes.
What they show there as a pictographical display of a wormhole is essentially correct.
Okay.
What they don't tell you is that it's possible to rupture that hole if you hit it wrong.
Ah, okay. What do you mean rupture, and what does it take to not rupture that hole?
The best way I can put it is relaxation.
Okay. So
no itch.
So no overpowering like our typical methods do. You have resistance, you add more power to overpower the resistance. You have excess heat, you add more heat so you can deal with the higher number instead of the lower number. Go ahead.
In this case, the wormhole itself basically looks like an electromagnetic gun. AKA you
Okay.
enter the tube and it will shunt you through. If you try and accelerate it, you'll tear the sheathing apart.
I got you.
And if that happens, well, it won't tear reality apart, but it'll sure play havoc with your ship.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, what does the ship appear like? If it was to land in your backyard, what do you expect to see?
A whole pile of news crews coming out to take a look.
Well, yes.
Depends on the ship. Depends on who built it.
Okay. I know you have frequent visits. The last time you were visited, how did they come up? How did they come to you?
Well, number one, they stay in orbit and pull me up. They do not come down to land. Because this just goes over poorly. The closest I've seen them come in, I did watch them come in one day. Sometimes they'll come through the cloud, but because of the ionization of the atmosphere, you don't see the ship.
All right. Well, what if you were to see one in front of you? What would you see, other than the crowds of reporters and gawkers?
That was just a thought, and them I'd probably ignore. But no, depending on let's stick to these Swazian just to start with, since they're the ones that I tend to spend a lot of time with.
Okay.
Swazian being the 7.5 to 8.5 foot reptilians.
Gotcha.
You undoubtedly you've done a lot more research in the way of video and what have you. You've seen the cigar ship,
yes,
with what appears to be two banks of windows running horizontally across the length.
Yes.
Swazian Star Cruiser.
Okay. They're enormous.
About 3 miles long.
That's enormous.
Okay.
That's enormous for human standards. Okay. So it wouldn't be landing 3 miles. It wouldn't be landing anywhere.
This is why they draw you up.
And if they have the capability to build a ship that's 3 miles long, they have the capability to keep it up there and not have to send down a shuttle or something like that. They would just bring you up. And I know we have agreed on a bunch of stuff in the past and disagreed, which is fine. Where was I going? Shadow popped in the chat. Hey, Shadow. Okay, let me hide that link. Let me get rid of that link now. Don't need that link up there anymore. Okay. Reality, as we see it, we don't see hardly any of it. We are on a certain frequency of reality, and it is the shift. The other places are here. They're just not solid because, well, let's face it, everything we see around us is made of mostly empty space.
Honestly, no, it's not.
Talk to me.
That's the easy part. Now, the smallest molecule that anybody knows, that humans know of, is a hydrogen atom. 1 electron. Now, we know that the electrons will vacate, they will just essentially randomly disconnect from an atom. Okay. Now, I don't remember the scientific terms. Last time I took science was in grade 8.
Okay.
The atoms just naturally detached from the electrons detached from the atom.
Atomic decay.
Okay, you can call it that. I'm glad there's somebody that's got an answer. Now, take 2 hydrogen atoms. Okay. The electron leaves one of the hydrogen atoms, travels across the area, connects with the other hydrogen atom, and now you've got a hydrogen atom that has now got 2 electrons. You've now got a helium atom. The massive majority of space is occupied by what I call null atoms. Okay. as in a hydrogen atom that no longer has an electron.
Okay.
The massive majority is occupied by that. It's literally that sort of, if you will, spongy energy that the OTE drive works off of.
OTE drive. What does that stand for?
Oscillation of the tri-transstational equipolarity.
I love that word. Could you write it down?
Honestly, I've actually added a whole description of the thing in, and the answer to your question is yes. Let's see if I can do it the easy way. Because the answer is yeah, definitely. I was working on Race of the Worlds. There we are. Technology is what I'm looking for, not just the terminology.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking for the easy way to write it out.
Gotcha.
There we are.
Typing it.
No, actually, I'm just going to copy and paste it because I was working on Races of the Worlds.
Oh, you were working on it just now? Before the show?
It's open.
Awesome.
Well, you got to remember, I'm working.
No spoilers.
Sorry, this is a spoiler you just asked for.
Oh, okay, it's a spoiler. Alert! Spoiler alert! Here we go.
I put it in the studio chat room here.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can copy, or you can copy and paste it into the chat room. It's funny. The first time I mentioned that to somebody, I was listening to another show, and the guy claimed to be an expert in alien technology.
Really? Okay.
Right. Now, I wasn't on the show, so I didn't say anything to start with. But somebody asked a question, and the guy came back after 20 seconds, 30, 25 seconds of dead air. Right. Which, to my way of thinking in the radio, is just absolutely bad.
Yeah.
So I typed that word into the chat room saying, look, once you understand this, it makes total sense. Right. I ended up on the horn with somebody that had a master's in quantum in astrophysics and rocketry. You're right. It took me 2 hours to explain because I didn't have at the time, I didn't know how to explain it at all. Like what I've just done with you. I didn't know how to explain it at all. Right. And she didn't have the terminology for it. But that's the background, the backbone to it.
Okay. Well, I don't have the context to understand that oscillodensification of the tri-transtemporal tempatial equipolarity. I don't have the context to understand that. That's okay.
In a nutshell, the oscillodensification. What I had to do was the same thing that everybody does in every language. Took a whole pile of different words. I knew what they were for and combined them. So you've got, when you're talking about the oscillodensification, you're talking about an oscillating wave going from gaseous to liquid to solid, from energy to gaseous to liquid to solid.
Yep.
Okay, and back again on an oscillating pattern.
Yes.
Okay. When we are talking tri-transtemporal, okay, you have to go back to something that Einstein tried explaining and gave up on. The theory of relativity that was handed to people is absolutely right. Okay, the formula he gave them, but it wasn't the theory of relativity. Okay, the theory of relativity he gave was a mathematical calculation to explain how time seems to slow down the closer to the speed of light you get. By the way, time doesn't actually slow down. Okay. The formula that he was trying to explain and the scientists couldn't figure it out was 1 + 1 = 3. But it wasn't a mathematical calculation.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he ran into the problem. And the whole concept of the transtempatial takes all of that into consideration. The equilarity is simple. It's a balancing of the polarities.
Yes, I do understand the roots of those words. Tempatial, transtempatial, tritranstempatial.
Yes.
That was a difficult one.
Well, why we're looking at transtempatial, the temp is temporal, as in time.
Yes.
The patial is part of spatial, as in physical location.
Yes. So time over location, not necessarily covering distance between three-dimensional space.
No, but it actually covers distance between three-dimensional and past, present, and future all at the same time.
Okay. I do understand that in the way Stargate explained how a gate works. You have three dimensions, and then you have a cube, and the address is in the center. You have boom, 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 boom,
And
boom,
then
boom, boom.
yeah, well, that's why you've got the six spots, and you've got the seventh one that is necessary. What they don't exactly tell you is that the seventh one is the location you're heading to. Good morning, Shadow. How we doing?
Good morning.
Well, it's morning somewhere.
You're killing me, man. How's it going, everybody?
I'm still breathing.
What's going on, Shadow?
Same old stuff. Well, actually, a bunch of weird stuff been happening lately, but I didn't mean to, interrupt anything you guys were already talking about. Hey, everybody in the chat, Robin, Jeanette, Sapphire Elf, Intergalactic Angler, sorry. I need my glasses. So what were you guys chatting about?
Also the densification of the tritranstempatial equilarity.
Yeah, it's. I'll put that up as a banner so you can.
Hey, real quick, I don't know if you guys mentioned it, but my son told me to tell you that tomorrow is apparently like International UFO Day. So there's that.
Oh, cute.
Okay.
Yeah, and
God knows I wouldn't know about it.
There's another. We got an echo, but there's another special event going on tomorrow.
Oh, today is Canada Day. July 1st is Canada Day.
Okay, thank you.
It says it.
Yep. And
what, you expect me to look at the calendar?
Earlier, and I got to do these things for a certain short guy in my house because tomorrow's a certain day that we're not supposed to talk about. But if you know, you know.
Oh, has he completed one more trip around the sun?
You guessed it. Yep. The big 15. And
that's
the next
always
day,
a fun one.
Oh, boy.
And then the next day he's going off to Mexico. And if he would wait a couple of days, he could have a quinceañera, which is actually for girls, but whatever. I give him a hard time about that one too. But yeah, holy crap, I'm getting old.
I wasn't going to say it. Quinceañera time.
On the plus side, I think I got a day or two on you.
So what were you guys talking about?
Okay, I started out talking about Vimanas, my experiment that I'm going to come up with, and then the results I hope to get, but I'm going to change it based on the results I do get. I've got Mercury on order. You have become muted.
I'm not leaving.
Okay, I've got Mercury on order, and I'm going to make a contraption that spins the Mercury using an electromagnetic field and see what happens. At least I will have a cool floating toy robot that will charge everybody's phones. At most, I'm getting a speeder bike.
Speeder bike. Do you need any investors?
I do not. I'm accepting no investors. I will give you one. I will give you an engine. So at least I will end up with one of these right?
Nice. Yeah.
At least I will end up with one of these. At most, I will end up with one of these.
You're thinking way too small.
Well,
You realize
I don't
you
want to.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking you take something like that and close it and put the right shielding around the outside of it. You've got a wormhole runner.
Don't need it. I don't think as a human, all of a sudden you are muted. Heath, check your mic.
I haven't touched my phone on my computer at all.
Okay, you're back. You were talking and your mouth was moving, but there was no sound. But
Welcome
as
to
a
computers
human,
in my world.
yeah, same. As a human, I don't know if I'm physically qualified to be able to survive something like that. So I'm going to leave it alone. I will let my mantis friend come down and say, "Hey, you're doing this wrong." And no, okay, everyone, I do not know him personally. We chit chatted for a little while, but that was all. And I've been leaving him the equivalent of voicemails, but I haven't gotten anything back. So who knows? He might show up, he might not. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Show. See you rolling in. Hit like and subscribe. If you're here, you're quantum, even by proxy. Proxy quantum is still quantum. So, okay. Anyway, that is the goal. And I'm going to see what actually happens because I've never done this before. And I'm not, this is as much publishing as I'm going to be doing, is showing it here on my YouTube channel. And when I build my speeder bike, I'm coming to see both of you personally. So get your cameras out. I'm going to be texting you on the way.
That means I actually have to buy a camera.
Well,
I've got a phone with a camera, but
hey, that's better. That'll work. Have it handy.
You got a smartphone?
Yeah, it thinks better than I do. You're talking one of these. I can fry these.
Yeah.
Things.
Lazar speeder. I'm gonna paint it up like a P-51 Mustang with shark teeth.
Oh, nice.
It's gonna look like that. And I'm gonna put, just as a gag on a speeder bike, I'm gonna put a license plate on the back that says "out of time." As a gag. That's the gag. That's the goal. And I will find out what I find out when I get the thing built, and I will be publishing it here on the Quantum Show.
I'm guessing you don't want a. I'm guessing you don't want a collector disc for the front end.
Maybe. I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. See, that's part of the experimentation. I got to figure out the best orientation and design for all of it as I go along. I got nobody to ask about this stuff. Go ahead.
The reason for the collector disc, like I said, I suspect you're not going to desire it because it's a wormhole opener.
Probably not. I'm sticking strictly to the magnetic field that I understand, and going to be, as much as I can, insulating it against those types of things.
Right.
But if those types of things happen, hopefully I can document it and we'll see what happens, because I got a really slick phone over here that'll record all light spectrum, and hopefully I will get exactly what I'm expecting. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, I will tell you this. From what you're describing, you're on the right track.
Okay. Well, thank you. And I'm going to see what I see. And I will be visiting both of you in person on the back of a speeder bike with my Halo helmet on, right?
Well, you're going to need
And
to modify that so you can get the HUD display up properly.
that's somebody else's speeder bike, not mine. I've got what Amazon sells. That's what I got.
Hey, remember what happened to the last guys? They tried to some high tech with Amazon, so just be careful, man.
Oh, I know, right? I know. Yeah,
Yeah, don't
I
cut any
think all
corners.
that was just no. I mean, I'm going strictly Dollar Tree on this one.
Oh, so instead of cutting corners, it's just gonna all be round. Be careful, man. The last thing
Oh
we
yeah, I
need is,
will.
is,
But
is, is having to come up with funeral arrangements. No,
yeah,
Well, we don't
well,
need a, you don't need a
get a good,
funeral
get a good
arrangement. You
helmet,
could launch him into
good
orbit.
helmet, and
say again.
good helmet, and maybe invest in some motocross armor.
That's my stormtrooper armor. It's motocross armor.
Okay.
I got it already. I got the armor already. I'm the only one at all the cons with actual armor that I can actually roll down the steps in and it not come apart because it's real armor.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, that is the idea. And I went over in my first hour, I went over Vimanas and the misinterpretation of the engineering behind what they see, right?
Right.
Let me see if I can do that again.
Yeah, because there's a couple of famous books. I thought we were going to talk about that here. There's a couple of famous books on Vimanas that are kind of essentially garbage. They're pretty famous books, unfortunately.
Yes.
Why doesn't that entirely surprise me?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Let's see here.
And they show those very same books on Ancient Aliens. Like, if that word comes up, they show those books, and I'm like, guys, stop doing that. You're not doing anybody any favors. As a matter of fact, you're doing everybody a disservice by showing those books. One of them's blue with like white diagrams of the Vimanas, and I'm like, guys, no.
Yeah. I will go over some of the same pictures that I showed in my first hour. I just got to hit all the buttons. That's all. And
Just take your hand, open it really wide, and slap on your keyboard. You'll hit most of them.
Okay. So it is going to pop up in just a second. This is one artistic interpretation of a Vimana, one type of Vimana. And now it is in steps. You see this, it's like a cone in a step pyramid, well, a stepped formation where you have a level, a level, a level, a level, a level, till you get to the top. Now, this is one interpretation. At the very top is a rounded tip. And on other pictures, it has, this is the generation of electricity. Like, that leaves a lot to be desired, saying it just like that, right?
Oh, you think?
How does it generate? What does it do? What does it use? Why is it that shape? Why are my generators round when this one is oval shaped? Because it's Mercury spinning in an existing magnetic field, as I understand it. And now this is at the top, you see cylinders. I think those are meant for cooling. I am not sure because spinning Mercury in anything is heavy metal against another surface. It's going to make some friction.
Is there any scale to tell what size this was supposed to be?
No, there is no scale whatsoever given on this picture.
You know
Let me
what I
see.
find weird is how it looks kind of like the exhaust ports for normal rockets, just without the rocket attached to it.
Right. Okay, let me. Okay, I'm going to take
As in
that off the
directing
screen.
everything straight down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I think. That's why people gravitate towards that design, because there are several. And let me see the engineering. Here we go. And I'm going to bring this up as large as I can, but this isn't a very large file. It's not a very large picture. Now, this is supposed to be an actual Vimana. I can see it working if it's turned on correctly. Let me get it back up. But the engineering is very badly misinterpreted, right? They are not what they. There we go. It's coming, y'all. And this is not. It actually has ramjet, and I'm like, ancient India ramjet, please. Now this is a building temple. It is supposed to be a Vimana itself. Now, it's a stone structure. All right, we don't know how they made it. We don't know how to recreate it. And they did it in such rapid time that we can't do it. Now, I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
Great. I've never seen the one on the left before.
Okay, I'm going to zoom in some. Now, look at the top, a rounded thing. I don't know why this particular one is a cylinder on its side. I don't understand. I don't think anybody understands.
The reason being,
ahead.
it's got two concave indents on top of that cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Do you
your
see that
feeder
in
port.
here?
You can see that if you take a look. Well, I can see it. Let's put it that way. If you look at the top of the cylinder, okay, there are two concave indents there. Well, concave and indent. Talk about redundancy. But there are two equal sized indents there.
And well, hold on. There's another picture. Not that one. Okay, but this is a good one. I don't see an indent. I don't know what you mean by an indent. You mean on the top, as in our physical top of it?
If you go back to the stone one, on our physical top one, on top of it, okay, if you zoom in on the top of it, right, yeah, that's going to work. I'm pointing at the screen going right there. Somehow I can see a problem with that. But
okay.
there are two caves there that are equidistant, that cover half of the top on their own, half of the top each.
Oh, right in the very center.
No,
nearing. Okay. Can you see on your?
Of it,
yeah.
Yeah, if you see that the brown spike.
Yes.
Okay. On either side of that, there are the concave impressions.
Okay, let me get that. I got to get that off the screen so we can get a better picture. And let me get the banner out too. I don't want to block anybody. All right, I am looking at. Okay, there are concave impressions on the sides of the brown thing.
No. The brown spike is the center between the two concave impressions on the top of the cylinder.
Okay. Okay. And that is the feeder point, you said?
That's the feeder point to feed that engine.
Okay. The brown thing, that is not very obvious when you look at the picture when it's in total, when you look at the whole thing. That would be where some of the mercury would be. It would be spinning in that in those globes, okay?
It'll be in the top ball.
Yeah, it will be up here, and there.
Yeah.
The way I understand it, you have one, and then you have another one, and they're tuned
You've
to each
actually
other.
got 3.
Okay, right. Okay. There's 3. 1, 2, 3.
Correct.
Now, when electromagnets are spinning, they carry along anything else that will spin with it. That is a magnetic source, right?
Yes.
If you have 3 stacked on top of each other, you spin one, it will resonate magnetically with the one below it. You don't need an electromagnet to do this. You can
No,
take
you don't.
any magnets, separate them on a piece of straw or something, put them on this in a stack, and you can spin the top one if it's spinnable, right? If you can spin it. And then the magnetic field of the top magnet will influence the metal magnet, the center magnet, and then they will harmonize with each other as much as the resistance lets them.
Now you remember
Am I
the
making
null
any
field?
sense?
You remember
Huh?
the null field that we were talking about, the stuff between atoms.
Yes.
Okay. Picture what happens here. You start the mercury in the top ball spinning. Okay. It starts creating because you've got more mercury in the next day, in the next bubble, and the next one. As you get down further, you're picking up the magnetic push.
Yes.
So you start the magnetic rolling. It starts creating that field. Now you notice there's those 2 things that look almost like clamps on the ends of the cylinder.
Yes.
Those are collector pods. So the magnetic field is pushing that what I call the null space into those receptors, and net result your engine can run.
Okay, so in Star Trek terminology, those are the Bussard collectors, and that is the warp core, and the Bussard collectors are gathering up what the warp core is attracting. Am I correct? No. Well,
essentially,
okay.
yeah.
I love relating this stuff to science fiction because we got no science to explain this stuff. All right. Shadow is putting up all the texts. Cool. I'm not doing it because I'm on my netbook that's super slow. And
no worries, buddy.
Yeah, earlier someone said, okay, Sapphire Elf said, is that a lightning rod on top? No, it is not.
No.
That is where, if you look at the designs, let me bring up the designs, right? Where am I at? Let me bring up what is the design. Come on, you. Now, shrink this back down.
On the plus side, if you were to drag that into atmosphere, it would work kind of like a lightning rod.
Yeah, it definitely would. Okay, this is a horrible picture. Can't read nothing. So, up that little black dot up here, right?
Okay.
That would be where. This is horrible. This is just horrible. Okay, I had another picture from the first hour. Let me see about finding it, right? And it was much clearer. And I know what I did. I went to Google and looked up Vimanas. This is really hard to look up. This is really difficult to look up.
That's why you're doing it and I'm not, because I just look at it and go, not going to happen.
Yeah. It keeps bringing up vitamins. And I'm like, no. Did you mean vitamins?
See how much better you feel.
thing kept asking me, do you mean vitamins? I'm like, no. Okay, this is a good one. Let's see. Hopefully. This is a nice big picture. Yes. Much better. Okay, now I'm going to break it out. When I say I'm going to break it out, oh, hold on. When I say I'm going to break it out, that means I'm going to put it in its own tab so it'll share correctly. Let's see now. Pushing all the buttons. Let's see here.
I've tried that before, but when I push all the buttons at the same time, it just confuses the computer.
Don't hit the big red one. All right, I think this is higher resolution than it was before. Okay, yeah. Can we read any of it?
Not yet.
Nope. Not yet. It's slightly high. We went from 180 to 480p. Oh my gosh.
There we go.
But all right, let me see. That's something, right? It's a little bit better. Let me. What is this? Oh, it's a page full of links. Okay.
Well, of course, it's a page full of links.
This is the translation of Vimanika Shastra, which purports to be an ancient Hindu manuscript on the construction and use of flying machines. All right, well, I will be saving this for the show, the description. Come on, little train that could. Okay. And all right, that's what this looks like. It's the best I got. Now, let me stop sharing that one. And I had another picture.
I moved the screen over onto the bigger one so you can get a better look at it, which is why I'm looking sideways.
I understand. All right, let's see here. I'm going to bring up hopefully a better picture. Vimanas and Vedas, pseudoscience in India. It's pseudoscience until we understand it, and then it's science.
I get a kick out of people
Raven,
who use
what are you trying to post? Raven, what are you trying to post? You're trying to post it, but it won't take. What are you trying to post? I will try to post it too. All right, this is no better. I'm still
I don't think you can post it in the chat. Maybe you can send it to him, messenger or email.
What is she trying to post?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Go to the YouTube chat. You can post things there. I got you as a moderator. I'm sorry, guys. I'm working on it best I can. Let's see. Got to push the buttons and make it work.
Yeah, there was a poem to that effect a long time ago.
Yeah. I'll be right back, guys. I got to take care of something.
Okie doke, Shadow.
Okie doke.
Okie doke, Shadow.
I had all the pictures up for the first hour. That's okay. Well, we have seen. Oh, this is a fun one, right? This is a fun one. What does this button do?
It usually results in a really bad explosion.
I'm going to, well, that definitely didn't work. So I'll just bring up this one, and it's another hindupad.com Pushpaka Vimana. And it is on, who we got coming in?
I have no idea.
Joe.
Shadow took a break.
Sapphire. Okay, everybody. Sapphire's coming in. Welcome to the show.
Hey, dudes.
Hey,
Let me make
Sapphire,
sure
how you
your
doing?
microphone is working.
Hey, Sapphire, how you doing?
Good.
Sapphire Puck Elf.
Good. Mic check. We good?
Okay, you're good. You sound good on this end. Well, welcome to the show, Sapphire. What can we do for you here at the Quantum Show?
Not much. Just had a couple of thoughts and thought I'd jump in sometime. Come say hello.
All right.
Get some fresh blood in the chat.
Right, everybody, this is Sapphire Elf from the rest of the internet. He picked a Sapphire Puck Elf today, come in here. So, okay, you said fresh thoughts. What you got?
I was wondering, like in all the ancient like we're looking at stone ones at the moment, and in all the ancient stories and depictions, they're all covered in gold. And you know how gold's conductive. I was wondering if that has something to do with the way the field's regulated around it, like having that conductive skin over it.
That would make sense in my eyes.
Yeah, like I was just thinking,
Yeah,
like, levitating stone's interesting, but is there something about the gold covering, no matter what you make it out of, that has something to do too, you know? That's just a thought.
Yeah, that would be an insulator and a conductor at the same time.
Yeah, just the gold.
Depending on how it's done.
Sorry.
Yeah, it would reflect a bunch of stuff, but it would conduct. It would reflect any kind of infrared, and it would conduct electromagnetic currents, volts, amps, that kind of thing. And it would shield if you set it up correctly. Shielding is to shunt anything coming in or going out into typically a ground. But if you're going to use it, then like the tinfoil hat, right?
You do know those don't work, right?
Shielding. I do know.
It's still fun to make one though when you're
I do.
drunk sitting around.
Yeah.
I use those foil barbecue tins. I make like tri-pointed foil hats. Just for fun. Pop some glow sticks in there. Oh, that's another good question I always have about UFOs. You know how ancient aliens used to have awesome hats and helmets? If you're going to make a hover bike, you got to have some outrageous helmet while you're flying around on it,
right? I've got, right now, ready to go, I've got Master Chief from Halo, custom Black Shock Trooper, Stormtrooper, and Clone, and X-Wing Pilot. Those are the ones I have on hand. But I'm going to do some other ones too.
Oh, where's be mine?
And Shark Teeth.
Goggles. Do I have my goggles out? I should.
Yeah, sorry. Technological miniatures are just not something I'm functional at.
Yeah.
I got some crazy steampunk goggles that look like they'd be cool for like a hover bike.
Yeah. I think I've seen you wear them on him before on some other show.
Yeah, I was on the other day and I had. Yeah, sorry. I was wearing it the other day. Yeah. I'll just get a beer.
Okay. Damn it. Yes, we are all consenting adults on the Quantum Show. We drink, we smoke, we be merry. And
I gave up drinking a long time ago and never started smoking.
Yeah, well, you're not missing anything. My suggestion to everyone is only smoke when you're set on fire.
Yeah, I'd recommend cutting down on the number of times you get set on fire.
So we were talking about, for those just coming into the chat, we were talking about Vimanas and how we observe ancient tech in action. And I brought up some pictures. And let me see here. I think I got a nice big one that I can show here. A nice clear one. This is definitely an artist rendering, okay? So let me break it out. And I will push some more buttons and bring up, this is an artist rendering. Looks fairly modern of a Vimana, right? Hang on, guys, it's coming.
Yeah, definitely a artist rendering.
Yeah. Based on like descriptions, but you know what? I would like to point out that it has some commonalities. Look at the tips at the top. They are rounded, they are pointed, they have antennas, a mast of some sort, and up here it looks like streamers. However,
sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
There's a few other stories of golden dragons that help build things, and they got like cities on them and stuff. Like there's one in the Pacific Islands somewhere. It's not Ataroa, is it? With all those stone pillars. I'll think of it in a bit. But a flying golden phoenix spaceship is so up my alley. I want one.
I hear you. A flying golden phoenix spaceship. Love how you put that. Let's see, what does this page actually say? Pushpaka Vimana. What page is this? Hindupad.com. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is someone's, I don't know what this is, Hindupad. Okay, I'll go ahead and stop sharing that one and get something else up. Now that is an artist rendering. And here's something that could be, oh, this is no, concept art, not interested. Thank you, ArtStation. Go away now. I'm trying to find a nice large picture to put up on screen because half of us are watching this on a phone and it's hard enough to see.
See, I don't even have my phone set up to work on the net.
Raven says Garuda is the name of the bird vehicle. That sounds familiar, right?
Garuda, okay.
Yeah. I think I've seen that in like animes when they have like mecha robots and some kind of drop vehicle called Garuda. It's like their flying phoenix getting their machine.
All right, let me break this one out. I found something. It's a little explanation. So let's see. Shadow is still doing something. Let me see here. All right, it's coming up right now, y'all. The Tripura Vimana. All right, this is a blown up view and it's looking at rudders. No, not a rudder. This is a misinterpretation of what they think it is. Electric power
Generator.
something. Does that say generator?
That says generator.
Yes, it does. Yes, it. Okay. Well, where was I? Yes, it does. It says generator. Miscellaneous motor. Miscellaneous, please. Miscellaneous.
Well, we had that, so we just put it over there.
Now, that reminds me of a drawing of a Ken Ham ark, like his theme park, his giant wooden zoo that he made. And when they had a big rain, the thing freaking leaked and flooded. It's like, oh, come on, man. That's a Ken Ham drawing of his ark right there. It's my space balloon. Ken Ham drawing of his ark right there.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Okay, what I can't read this on my screen. Something with electric motor in the something. Okay. There we go again.
Looks like it says
Tractor.
compound wheel. Compound wheel with a electric motor in the hub. Which would
How
make
can
sense.
you read this?
I grew up 3/4 blind.
That would make sense.
You know?
Y'all, you're seeing it here first. He's reading in the quantum. He's reading the intention of the writing. And here we got generator, electric motor, miscellaneous motor. Oh my.
I'm not sure where
And
you're
all
reading.
these-
On what you're showing, I can't see where it says miscellaneous motor.
Apparently, it's got a tractor on the front. The propeller's called a tractor.
That's what it's calling it on this one. It says tractor. I don't know I don't understand that, but that's okay. Neither did they. When they drew this, they didn't understand it either. So let's see what else we got. Here's the okay, this is horrible.
Yeah, that is.
I'm sorry, guys. Let's see what else is on this page.
Yeah, I can decipher it sometimes, but not when you're moving it that fast.
Sorry, let me go back. Going back. Let me get it a little bit bigger. Can you read any of that?
Well, you've got vertical center, you've got your generator, your electric motor. Now I'm trying to figure out what that is as far as the tank goes.
Ballast tank?
Ballast tank, that's right.
I can make out
Electric
some of it.
motor up front, you've got a ballast engine up front. Why they're calling that tractor is anybody's guess.
I'm guessing the things along the bottom are representations of flywheels for stability.
Essentially, yeah, that would be my interpretation of it.
I see near the bottom right, or in the center, it says air blower with little arrows.
Yeah.
Air blower.
And then they've got the holding tank.
Yep. Oh, man. I would love to know what these people were holding in their holding tank.
You might not want to know.
You're right. Okay. Joe says, I sent it to Nathan's Facebook page. He will get it in a year or so. Let me see what's there. Let me see what's going on there. Okay.
Again with the pancake,
it
it's
seems
killing me, man.
We back?
Yeah, little guy wanted me to watch
Quantum
fireworks
pancakes.
display. We've got an amphitheater like 2 blocks, and Pat Benatar was just playing, and then they did the fireworks show. So,
well, you can't complain too much about that.
nope,
That's pretty cool,
we are
Pat
big
Benatar.
fans of fireworks out here.
I'm pushing buttons on my end, y'all. I'm trying to share a screen. Get what Joe sent me.
Yeah,
Joe has been sick. He's recovering nicely, but go ahead.
I usually end up pushing buttons on most people I meet.
Okay. Oh, he wrote a dissertation.
Ouch.
Ah. Joe, I'm going to read what you sent me because it's quite long. Okay? So, and I know you're not up to it. I will read what you sent me. Let me get it to where I can read it correctly. Good one.
Sorry.
It's
It was
quantum.
well brought up.
I'm going to read this out loud.
Can you guys hear that?
And stumble over a little bit.
Hear which?
But I gotta bring it up first. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. All right. I'm not going to try to impersonate you. I'm just going to read words. Okay. This is loading. Okay. Hey everyone, I wanted to address some intriguing discussions regarding experiments that suggest the existence of a substance resembling mercury, but not currently found on the periodic table. These claims have caught the attention of many, especially when related to German pictures of craft during World War II that were rumored to have used this substance. However, it's important to approach such claims with critical thinking and scientific perspective. The periodic table serves as a fundamental tool for organizing the known elements that make up our universe. It represents the culmination of scientific knowledge and extensive research. While scientific discovery is an ongoing process, any claims of elements not yet incorporated into the periodic table require careful scrutiny, thorough research, and validation by the scientific community. Similarly, discussions surrounding alternative technologies, potential hidden advancements, and classified black budget programs often spark curiosity. It is natural to wonder about the possibilities they may hold. However, it's important to maintain a balanced perspective and rely on credible information. While it is challenging to verify claims about classified programs and their potential breakthroughs, advancements in various fields continue to expand our understanding. Ongoing research and development, both in public and private sectors, may unveil new possibilities in the future. As we explore the frontiers of scientific knowledge, let's foster an environment of curiosity, critical thinking, and open-mindedness. Science advances through the rigorous application of the scientific method, which includes experimentation, peer review, and collaboration. By relying on these principles and credible sources, we can continue expanding our understanding of the natural world. Let us embrace the excitement of scientific progress and remain grounded in the pursuit of knowledge. Together, we can navigate the mysteries of the universe and uncover new frontiers of exploration. Notice he said collaboration, not competition. It's not about being the lowest bidder. It's about getting this stuff done.
I think this is one of the reasons why you and I actually get along there, Nathan.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I don't want, no one is paying me to do this stuff. I'm doing it because I want to know. And if anybody wants it, I'm not going to get suicided with 3 gunshot wounds to the back of my head. I'm going to give it away. I'm going to go eat everybody. Sapphire, if I know how to get to your house, I'll fly to you.
I'll rig the balloon up to the caravan and I'll float over.
Got it. Get the camera ready. But
right, look. Sorry.
That's what Joe sent me. No, go ahead.
I looked up another Mercury Indian-related Vimana thing from temples. And they've got this 2,000-year-old tradition of these solidified Mercury little idol stumps that are on pedestals called a lingam. And they're said to contain the energy of Rama, like some phallic symbol or something. I'm not sure which one it is,
Mhm.
but yeah, well, that was just another Mercury thing that's in those Vimana temples. It just kind of seems related. Okay.
Yeah. Interesting point of fact about these temples. Most temples, they have structures in them they still cannot reproduce. We cannot reproduce a lot of these things that they made. They have
This weird,
these. Mhm.
the weird hollow stone pillars that are carved into a solid like relief carving, and it's not an extra bit of stone added, but you can play it like a xylophone, and it's tubular on the inside, and it
Yeah,
rings
the
up.
old
Mhm.
stone, the old stone pipe organs.
Crazy. Interesting.
Also, those. I was thinking of the pillars that they have, where they have a stone ring on top that can turn, and no one knows how they made it, what they do, other than they just turn. You can get up there. Now they're super heavy, and you got to have it. I saw one guy, big, big dude. You look like a wrestler, going, but I saw two guys, like regular sized, I guess, pushing it up, and they were rotating it. No one knows how they made those. Did someone say?
Night, Alan.
Okay, intergalactic angler. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by the Quantum Show. Hit like and subscribe if you're here. You're quantum, even by proxy. Y'all, I had 27 people here earlier.
Nice.
That was amazing. I loved it. Rich had his show let out, and he says, "Let's all go over to Nathan's show. Nathan from the Quantum Show."
Yeah.
He's a big supporter of the channel. And I'm like, yeah, I am. Goof on forever. And he brought a bunch of people over, not everybody, because, well, 2/3 of them think I'm full of crap, but that's okay. I don't care. Don't need
I've
them.
got
And,
mod rights on Richie's show, so I gave it a spam as well.
Yeah. Cool. I was over there at the beginning. I put in listening while driving because I was literally driving on my way back. And okay, that's what Joe had to say. And that's a very good way to say, let's work together, stop bickering, get your shit together, and use
He
wisdom.
said it really
okay?
nicely. Like it was really well
He
said.
did. He surely did. And you know what? If I do say so myself, I read it with very few stumbles, and I had not read it previous to reading it right here. So
You know, well, you sure did a whole
I
lot
can
better
read.
than I do.
I'm educated.
I used to be, and then I thought I knew it all, so I forgot everything.
I'm
Right.
a great reader with an okay vocabulary, but I can't spell for crap.
Well, then you're like most everybody else. You know.
Hey, Albert Einstein
I met
couldn't
a
spell.
Spelling is one of them things that half the time I'm hooked on phonics, and the other time it's presentation. And spelling, I don't know. Spelling might be one of those things just to impress people you want money from.
If I'm writing
Maybe.
cursive for something nice, I do think about it a lot, and I can spell. But when I'm on the internet typing, I just don't care, and I'm just spamming thoughts, right? Yeah.
Right.
See, I'm kind of picky that way.
Yeah, getting the information is.
Actually,
Yeah, getting it. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm actually in the process of reminding myself how to write with my left hand again. My cursive with my left hand until the stroke was actually better than my right hand writing.
Okay. I'm a bit ambidextrous with like making things, but not writing.
I can do a little bit of ambidextrous stuff. Not writing. I can't. I can make block letters, but that's it. It's like form letters.
If
So
I,
did
re-
I
if
can follow the form recursive. Sorry.
So did a knife making and sharpening, you have to get the grind even on both sides, whether you're holding it left-handed or right-handed. And so just over the years, it's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I haven't done very many like handheld knives that I like. It's all been like lawnmower blades,
I was
stuff
going to
like
say, is
that.
there another type of knife that can be held by some other fashion?
Yeah, not a lawnmower blade. But okay, here we go. I'm looking in the chat room. Joe has said something. What does it say? Joe brought in something. I left the service about when the discussion on the experiments extended to the thought experiments that the element used is not on our current periodic table. Ah, okay.
I understand what he means. The higher the number on the periodic table, the denser the elements are, and therefore the more potential to unlock energy from it is. That's why element 114, if it was stable, would be high up on the periodic table if it existed. But theoretically, it should exist, just in like a blue binary star system with a lot denser gravity.
Yeah, see, I've
That's
seen
a
a
left turn
periodic
from what
table with 250 elements on it.
Yeah, well, you could keep counting numbers up, and the theoretical elements should exist. Our sun's just not dense enough to create them stable in our little area.
This is for Raven. Anybody else will be turned away at the moment. Link is in the chat.
I can dip out if you only want 4. I don't mind. I was just wanted to bring up the gold skin thing.
You're fine. I can take 6 people until it starts to really mess up.
Okay.
What Joe was talking about was he was talking about the thought experiments and using I think that this is how I'm interpreting it, right? Of the element is not on a current periodic table and also not proven to be real. I think that's what he means. It's a theoretical substance, like what we used to consider element 115. But now we know it's real. It just exists in a certain way. Conditions have to be right.
Like a good way to explain. Oh, sorry. I was going to bring up CERN and smashing particles, and this is how they look at these new elements. And the fact is that CERN can't collide them with a dense enough gravity to form stable versions of them. So they exist for a moment, we detect them, and then they disappear. And like they can recreate gold atomically about 57 different ways, but only one of them's really stable the way our sun combines elements in our gravity. But it could be made under other gravity conditions, smashing other elements, and you get different stable versions of it. And that's like, element 115. If it did exist, it would have to come from a much denser star, like a blue star or a binary or something.
And yeah, that's something else. The conditions surrounding something, that's something I want to try. When I go to the Bigfoot conference, I'm going to ask some really tough questions of these people that think that this being is flesh and blood only. Why not? Did something wink out? I glitched. Anyway, okay. Change the environment, right? You change the environment. I just watched a thing where this guy put boiling water in a drum. Okay, he put water in a oil drum, right? And he put it on a heater, and it started boiling. You could see the steam coming out of it. Okay, and then they turned the heat off. It's still hot. They screwed the thing shut and poured liquid nitrogen on the drum, and put the drum in a pool of water, and poured liquid nitrogen on it. Now, the environment, it's a sealed drum now. The drum compressed because the pressure on the inside rapidly decreased compared to the outside pressure, and the drum crushed loudly. Where I work, my office is right next to where they receive drums of things, right? Now, it's just in drums for safety of shipping in air, etc. It's not volatile. The stuff is just, it's humdrum. It's just their shipping method. And all night long when I'm at work, I hear bong, gong, because it's getting cooler, but it was put in the drum warm and it's going outward. And when the heat from the sun warms it back up, warms the surrounding air back up, you hear it gong because it's equalizing. And that's exactly what he did. And it was, they changed the environment around the thing. Raven, the link is in the chat, and I haven't seen you come in yet. You can come on, but I haven't seen you come in yet. Okay. It has been an hour, almost an hour and a half. I got to take a break, so I will be right back. Y'all, keeping it quantum without me. Hold on. I don't have any hold music.
I'm not going to sing to fill a hole. I'm not going to sing to fill a hole.
I was going to say one of those pressure experiments you can do with your kids, and we've got the materials right now, is have a balloon of warm air, and if you just put it in the fridge, it'll shrink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually an excellent idea.
Yeah, it's just like a fun little thing that science show did when I was a kid.
Yeah, see, I got thrown out of science when I was a kid. I didn't get through the first 2 months of science.
I grew up in the country, and I had older brothers, and we made bombs, so I knew all the best questions to ask my science teacher, how to burn things, and we just write off the lesson and start blowing up bins.
Yeah, no, I had a medical complication that threw us out. They threw us out of both biology and chemistry. And then Dad, when I was just a child, Dad taught us all about pyrokinetic and about pyrotechnics. You know, we used to color front one with a flamethrower.
I almost did a pyrotechnics course because they had like a big tightening on fireworks laws and stuff when I was around 20 years old. Thought it might be something to get into as an extra ticket. Never did though, it was too expensive, the licenses and insurance. And Joseph says a funny thing. He says just jump into a cold pool and they shrink.
Yeah, I jump into a cold pool and my heart stops.
Ooh, yeah, I'm not doing no ice bucket challenge. I'm not extreme.
Well, I know I am starting to get tired anyway. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning.
What's your time there?
10 o'clock at night.
Okay, yeah, long day. Yeah, it's 3 p.m.
You say same for you, Shadow?
Yep.
Yeah, you're down in Cali, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, just going to the chat, responding to people.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't see the chat from my end. I tried that. I scrambled things.
I can read it out for you if you want. I'll just grab a beer and I'll read some chats or something because what's his away? So Joseph was saying there's a belief that you can extend the periodic table far enough, you'll find another mercury-like substance that's stable. And it's called the island of stability when there's stable elements. And I think that was like what I was thinking when I was talking about CERN and smashing particles to try and find stable versions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But I do know for an absolute certainty he was right.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, he's brought it up for us. Anyway,
Yeah,
that substance, like mercury, will have some different properties and most likely was given to the Germans to experiment with.
Yeah, the neat part about it with that particular element is that it's actually biologically compatible.
I don't know if I'd go shoving anything over uranium on the periodic table inside me, but
I definitely wasn't thinking of going that direction. I didn't know what the heck.
Still no Raven?
She's ready. She should be ready to come in now.
Oh.
Anything we can do about that echo?
Joe, thanks for putting that on. No echo on my end. Okay, Joe is already being called away. The little golden boy has shown up. Golden dog.
Good hearing from you again, Joe. Hope you feel better, buddy.
Yep, get better. Get better. Somebody brought up red mercury. I don't believe red mercury exists. Everything I've seen about red mercury is fake and a scam, like on Shopify.
I think that's what Joseph was just talking about, because I brought up red mercury and then we were going on the periodic table, you get to another mercury-like substance. And yeah, so he says it's not red mercury too.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think, I'm not sure it even exists. Yeah, I don't think it even exists because it's supposed to be so ultra volatile and like a world ender. And I'm like, that sounds like fantasy. The way people talk about it. It's all conspiracy. Bye, Joe. See you soon or talk to you soon.
You know what it reminds me of? It's that a nuclear experiment called the Demon Core that they had in that beryllium sphere, right? And they were messing with it by just putting screwdrivers under like the rim of it, lifting the shield a bit. And it's like red mercury. It's meant to be so toxic and poisonous. It just sounds like demon fluid, right? Same kind of science, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist because it has such a following. You look up red mercury, you're going to be all over the letter agency's watch list because the people who deal with it they're just total anti-establishment, violent Antifa types so far as I have seen. I can't say 100%.
I'm pretty sure all I've heard about red mercury is ancient aliens level, just, you know, Sucralose crapping on about it for half an hour.
Yeah. That's why I address it like this and say, okay, it isn't real for me, so I can't verify nor whatever. Later.
I always like to say that.
And
can theorize.
In my circles, we have a saying, send me a link or it doesn't exist.
Yeah, like I like to theorize about invisible things and other dimensions, but if we can't measure it, all we're doing is hypothesizing. That's when people start saying, oh, these intangible physics they can't explain that they know is true because of magical hybrid alien knowledge. I just get lost. You know? Yeah.
Well, that's just it. See, the thing is that all of science starts off with a theory, and then you work from there. But I do absolutely agree. Without the critical thinking side of it, you can't exactly move forward.
I like to use the term
Yeah, because it becomes
supposition.
biased.
It does.
Good term.
You know, the funny thing about it is way too many so-called scientists, what they'll do is they'll take a look at the data and they'll modify it to fit their hypothesis.
Yeah. Data bias, what is it? How they say correlation isn't causation kind of stuff. People can get wound up in their own statistics.
Yeah.
People can get wound up in their own.
Yeah. Like, I can give us an honest and true statistic right now. We are 100% skeptical in the quantum show. 100% skeptical.
Here's a good statistic.
in the
I'll argue
quantum
that
show.
point.
Did you know 100% of statistics are manipulated?
That and the fact there is one thing you absolutely believe
Yes.
wholeheartedly and you're not skeptical about. You believe the quantum show covers the quantum realm.
I do. And I don't mean the mathematics of it. I'll be honest, that's way over my head. I'm not going to try to do the mathematics. Imaginary
Stand up.
numbers and all this stuff.
Yeah, like as deep as I
I'm
know
just-
when it comes to. Sorry, I'm interrupting, aren't I? I'm
mhm.
horrible.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, like if these things are manipulating gravity to move around, like they're controlled falling or something, when they start manipulating gravity, can't you mess with time? And
No.
I don't know much about dimensions and stuff, but I don't know. I just think it's equally plausible that if they're going to come from across the galaxy, which is pretty damn hard for a biological thing, traveling back in time in your own little area is probably just as easy.
You actually can't travel back in time, period. You can travel forward, but you can't go backwards.
I agree, Keith.
I'm not sure.
It would require more energy and more breaking of all the laws of physics than we can possibly imagine, in my opinion.
Yeah, you'd have to disassemble everything from every level.
So it's like I say, I love to theorize about it, but we go back to if you can't measure it or observe it, statistically it doesn't exist, then we're just and I'm just talking out my ass, really. You know, yeah. It's just
But
Doctor
you're
Who
correct. Hell yeah, wibbly wobbly.
Timey-wimey.
We just don't have the capacity to measure it just yet. To measure all this stuff just yet. But here's something I can do. I've got a neat little postal scale that has a 40-pound capacity. My little rig with spinning mercury is not going to weigh 40 pounds. So I'm going to be recording this as I do it. And when I turn it on, I want to see it either get heavier or get lighter. We'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen.
What's the smallest increment on your?
I'm
on
banking
your
on it.
scale? Like how
It is
accurate?
in ounces, so it's a hundredth of an ounce.
Ah,
That's the weighed scales. They're nice and accurate.
It's one of the blue digitals from the
Yeah,
post
it's not-
office, right, Nathan?
No, I actually got mine separate, not the post office issued one. It's very similar. Let me just grab it.
Okay.
I'll scroll back up in chat and see if anyone else is bringing up anything else.
Nothing new.
I think Jeannie finally crashed out. was like 10 a.m. for her. She'd been up all night.
Gotcha, Nathan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that. Sort of. Son of a beehive.
See how accurate it is? It's weighing something at 3 ounces empty. All right, I zeroed it out.
Yeah, you gotta level it or put it flat and then re-tear it. If you move
That
it
thing.
around, the tray table will sag and you'll get,
But
readings.
what I'm saying is I don't need accuracy. I just need up and down at this point. So I'm going to put it on there. It's going to be that small. That's how big the thing I'm going to make is. And it's going to sit on there, and I'm going to be recording it. And when I turn it on, I want it to change. And I want to see if it goes up or down. Because
guys, considering my blood pressure just shot to 159/99, I'm sitting here and my pulse is at 84. I'm calling it a night.
Take care.
okay, man.
Have you okay,
Get that under control.
We'll see you
Try that
ASAP.
again. Missed that one there, Shadow.
Don't have a stroke. Have some
That's what
green
I'm going to
tea.
avoid.
Have a great weekend.
Okay.
You too. Have a good one, guys.
Take care of yourself.
Have a good one, guys. Always.
Be well. Nice to meet you, brother.
See you later, man.
I think you too. Take care, Sapphire.
Yeah, I will go ahead and get you out. Okay, there you go. He's out. All right. Raven. Okay, she said, give me 5. Well, it's a bit longer. That's okay. Anywho, that's what I'm going to be doing, and that's the scale I'm going to be using. It doesn't have to be that accurate. I just need up and down at this point. And I hope he's okay. Blood pressure jump like that is not nice.
No.
Mm-mm. Unless
I did mention he had a
it's
few medical
visitation.
problems, but I don't want to pry on the internet. I'm sure you guys know, but
He has said it here, so I can repeat it. He had a stroke and a heart attack recently. Amazingly, I don't know how he's up and walking around.
I was
Right?
about to say he's doing
But-
fucking good.
Yeah, he has figured out, y'all. He has figured out
There
some
she
real quantum stuff. She coming in?
Yep.
No. So
Hey, Raven, it's working.
Hey, Raven. Cool background.
um,
Are you back on the computer?
I couldn't get the phone to. There,
Do you have a headset?
I do have a headset. Do I need it?
Let me go ahead and adjust your mic.
It wasn't opening in the phone, and so it is. So I just hit the link in the chat with the computer because I couldn't get the phone to open.
Okay.
But it's
Can
open
you
now.
see
So
the
I'm
chat
just
from
hang up
where
and
you
back
are?
on the phone. Well, yeah, but there's
Okay.
there. I mean, it's supposed to be there, but
Okay, because your audio is not coming in.
okay.
Want me to adjust it?
I just did, and this is what we got. Do you have a headset for that computer? Does it take a speaker and mic and all that?
Yeah. We can get it.
Okay. Yeah, me and Raven have been talking here and there, Yeah, Cindy is like, oh dear, bless his soul. Well, he can heal like an X-Men, like in the X-Men. He can heal like Wolverine. He is in Canada.
Is that roof in Raven's
he is just-
background Sorry.
I can't
Flag.
see, and I can't see anything,
It
and I don't
looks
even know
like-
how to.
It looks like a yurt. Like a rigid tent.
It's an umbrella.
Ah, okay, right, outside on the deck shade thing. I thought the black was like a wall and the roof was like a grey colour. Okay, I see now.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, sorry.
Where
Use my
my
random-
layouts aren't working. Whatever. Okay, we're here. It's quantum. It wouldn't be a paranormal show without technical problems.
That's for sure.
It's a small comfort. But yeah. Welcome back to the show, Raven. Put them on.
She was frozen.
Did you get that package? Okay. I don't think you can hear us, Raven. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
There. Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you
Now
hear
I can.
us?
Yeah. Now I can. Yeah.
Okay, now
Okay.
we can hear you too. All right, let me
Hope you
get
didn't
on
lose-
your mic settings a
Right.
little bit.
Okay.
Kitty!
Right on cue.
Yeah. Okay, I can hear you now. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah. At first I couldn't get the phone to work. It wouldn't even open. It would just kind of just
I
go
wonder
blank.
why.
StreamYard. Now I see that it's got something on here wants me to open, and it says if you can open laptop. I've never seen that before. But anyway,
I've
do
never.
you want me to? I can hear a little bit of an echo. Can you guys?
Yeah, I've been hearing it all night.
I hear clipping.
All right.
Your audio is clipped.
There's that.
All right. Okay. Let me just take this. I'm just gonna X out of this and go with the phone. Now that it's
Okay.
not a blank page anymore, so I think I can get this done. Okay. All right. I'll be right back.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I've been trying to figure out Raven's tech problems, and I've been sending her parts to figure out all of it. I haven't heard any echo. I haven't heard any echo whatsoever. Okay. So anyway, I don't know. I'm lost. I got coffee and I got totally off track. Yeah, I'm going to build that thing, y'all. It's going to spin Mercury in a magnetic field, and I'm going to see what happens. At least I get a cool floaty robot that charges everybody's phones. At most, I'm going to come see some people on my speeder bike. Me and Amy.
How is Amy? I haven't seen her in a while.
She is in, she's good. She's at the Roswell UFO Festival. She was earlier today and I believe yesterday. And she's out there schmoozing and being our Fembot Phantom spy, talking to everybody because everybody wants to talk to her. She is one of the most approachable people I have ever met. And I get her to. I want her to get like a hidden chest cam, to where she can go up and record stuff secretly and put it on her other channel so we can all see what's going. Uh-oh, I'm getting lag on my YouTube side. Yeah, lag. I'm going to replug my headset. Okay, I think sound check. Am I okay?
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay. Is there an echo?
Not from me, not from you.
Okay.
How about you, Sapphire? Give us a mic check.
I believe
We're
you
not
might
even
be
hearing
muted.
Sounds good from here. 1, 2, 3. And I don't even use my headset mic. I use my desk mic
Yeah,
over
we're getting
there,
echo from
and
you
I
though.
listen here.
Do you
I
have
don't
two
know why.
devices open on the show?
No, YouTube's closed.
Davin and Bruce, welcome to the show.
I don't know. My headset's on. I'm getting no sound when I take them off.
Yeah, that's probably from the wind, Bruce. I live in one of the windiest cities. Well, one of.
Is it me or is it just my crap voice?
Your voice sounds
It's
okay.
mostly you with the echo.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I got my headset on, so I'm not getting any sound that's coming through my mic other than what I'm saying.
Yeah, Bruce, we were talking about Vimanas in the first hour.
We can keep on talking about Vimanas. I'm going to keep on talking about Vimanas. It's just now the lag is picking up for some reason, and putting up pictures is not a great idea right now. I'll try, but not sure. I think he disabled his camera.
Yeah, turning cam off can help, like lag speed up. Less bandwidth.
Okay. Understood. Yeah, I've got one device on Wi-Fi in the house and one on cell connection that's talking to the same tower. So it ought to be the same, but it isn't because there's more stuff between the Wi-Fi and the tower. But Bruce, talk about. Yes, we're talking about Vimanas. And here's what I'm going to be doing. I've got parts on order. I thought I did that. I've got parts on order. I've got Mercury on its way to me any day now. And I'm going to put 2 steel bowls together and put it in a weak magnetic field on top of a scale. And I'm going to see what happens. That's the static part of it. Mercury in a bowl with the magnetic field on a scale. Then I'm going to put an electromagnetic field into it using probably a rechargeable battery, right? Probably 3 volts, just to see what happens. There are demonstrations of this on YouTube showing a guy putting together this thing, and it's basically a bowl with a magnet, and then he has an electromagnet that he turns on. I believe Raven's coming back in.
Yep, there she is.
Okay, good. Can
You
you hear
got
me
it?
okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
much better.
Okay, good.
Little
Good.
echo,
Much better.
All right, cool. I had to get the stand situated. I got it. Thank you. It's working great. Thank
That
you.
thing is worth its weight in gold, let me tell you.
Yeah. I kept trying to put it on there with the back on it, and it doesn't work with the back on the back of the phone. And I know this worked the other day. Anyway, so sorry to always such a problem, huh?
You're good. No, not a problem.
Vitka
Like
says
I've been
nothing's going to
keeping on
happen.
saying, we
Think
shall
positive.
see,
Positive.
Vitska. I will show whatever results I come up with. Vitska, have you seen the demonstrations? Let me see if I can find them. I can post a link. Oh, is that me? Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Now I will show. I don't have permission to show anything, but there's no music, so I'll show stills, right? Now, what this person does is he puts mercury. It will. I'm going to grab a link and put it in the chat right now, and also save it for after the show. And what this person does is puts mercury in a bowl. Come on, you. But you know what? I will risk a copyright claim. I will show this video, though I doubt there will be sound. You don't need sound. He doesn't talk in it. This is the right one. This is I'm going to be skipping around, right? All right. All right. I'm going to share the screen. Give me a second. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for bearing with me and my technical problems, right?
There's
What
a delay
the hell?
in this, isn't there? I can't get the chat on this, so I've got the computer here so I can see the chat.
That works.
But there's like a delay. Weird.
Yeah, there's going to be a delay from device to device. Like what you say here on the phone is going to be different than what your computer sees.
Right. I love those little antennas you've got. Where did you get those?
It's just a pack of glow sticks that I get for $6 at the local cheapie shop.
Oh, those are awesome.
I got rubble and tubes for days and like a jillion connectors. I do karaoke online, so I've always got glow sticks.
That is cool.
All right. This is the guy's video. I don't know if a collection of YouTube notes based on Ohm's law and all this stuff, right? I'm going to be skipping around a little bit. There is no sound on this video.
Okay.
Well, it's background music, and I don't even care about that. Are y'all seeing it yet?
Yeah, it's got a countdown.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and enlarge the screen some. What is that little thing there? Oh, this is not the right one. Man, this thing is making this thing heat all the way up, y'all. Oh, Sapphire, a torsion field, right word for the toroidal magnetic force? Yes, I just saw what you typed in there. Yes, torsion field.
Yeah, I was looking up Mercury engines and stuff while you were chatting, and I got some like fancy science words.
We got all the fancy science words here. Yeah, that's the shape. The metal donut is called a torus. Try to look up torus engine. It's all Ford. Like, you got to look up toroidal engine.
They like the circular piston engines that aren't just rotates. Like
Yeah,
it's
that's
continuous. Yeah.
right. All right. Let me just.
They
do
have
this little
compressed
short
air
one, right?
engines that are called toroidal engines, and they just run off compressed air. I think they use them in
I've
forklifts.
seen those.
Yeah.
I've seen those. I'm trying to get this thing up, and
Isn't that the same as the planet's electromagnetic, the magnetosphere comes in
Yep.
through the North Pole and down the south? And, oh my gosh, a cat just about knocked over the whole stand. Would you get down, please? Buster,
I
get
saw
up.
that, Bubbles. Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah,
come
that's
on.
a toroidal field.
Okay,
Yep.
there we go.
all right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, let me push the buttons.
Push the buttons.
And pushing the buttons.
T-3, button is pushed.
Yeah, this is the one with no sound, right? You go ahead and maximize.
1, 2, 5. No, 3 star.
Mercury vortex.
Well, I said play. Such lag. Oh my God. This is lagging my show more than anything else. Okay, you see metal bowl with, that's a speaker magnet. He's going to show that it's a speaker magnet. That is hooked up to presumably the negative. Magnet, speaker magnet, okay?
Okay.
And now he's going to take a steel bowl that's hooked up to positive. Going to go with positive. At this point, it doesn't really matter. Okay?
Okay.
And he's setting it. You see what he's doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, he takes forever to screw that damn little bolt down. What?
With gloves on, you're trying to finger a little nut. Yeah.
Anti-cut gloves. Not useful against mercury.
Fair.
Now he's going to just fasten this thing down. And I don't think that's magnetic. I think it's just like a washer. And he takes forever to do all this stuff. All right. Now, Vitska, observe.
I think he's trying to make it so we can watch. A lot of YouTubers do their manipulations slowly, so people have to rewind it.
I that's fine. That's fine. This is the slow way of looking at it. Now, that is your liquid mercury, and he is going to just basically pour it in the bowl. Now, there is no current anywhere, right? All right. That center part is going to be pole, I believe, negative, and the bowl is going to be pole positive. I would have color coded it a little differently, but whatever. So you see it right there. It's not moving, right? He's going to apply a battery. I don't know what he's using. Now, why is that happening, Vitska? Please? That shouldn't be happening. Nothing should be happening.
Wow.
But it is. Oh, gosh. But it is, okay? And he's going to... He's reversing the polarity of the neutron flow.
I notice he has an insulator, that green disc between the bowl and in the spindle.
Yes.
So,
well, you know, another good indicator. If you notice on the bowl, at about the 2 o'clock position, there's like an indentation in the bowl. You see that?
That's where the blue wire is hooked up to it.
Right, which means the bowl isn't spinning.
Right. The bowl is not spinning. So
if I was looking for a hoax, that's what I'd be looking for. Now, there could be something underneath that is spinning, but I'm not seeing it.
if he's using positive and negative with an insulator from the bottom to the bowl, isn't that just an induction motor?
Yes, it is using induction. The mercury is taking the magnetic field, the shock from the divot in the bowl where the wire hooks up, through the mercury. It is part of the circuit, and then positive,
Wow.
negative, negative, positive.
Yeah, the mercury's taken the place of the axle and bearings, and it's spinning
Exactly.
instead of an axle. Yeah, okay.
That
Right.
is cool.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing
Really cool.
just this, and except what I'm going to be doing. All right, I'm going to go. Now this is a good one too. Never mind. All right. Now that is one part of the experiment I'm going to be doing. One part, and let me see.
We were explaining the Vimanas earlier, the ones that kind of looked like an upside down flower pot. Okay, so and you said that in each level it had a mercury cylinder or whatever.
Yes.
So in those Vimanas, were they all going the same way, or were they alternating, one going around this way and one going around the other way, and then alternating all the way up? Do you
Best
know?
that I can understand, they're all moving the same direction. But okay, thank you, Vitska. Yes, it's quite interesting. In the Vimanas, the stepped construction of it, I have a feeling now. This is where the experimentation comes in. I'm going to be doing a miniature version of all of this, just like that guy. Just like that guy.
Right.
Their propagation of a magnetic field. Okay. You can. I need to make these damn things. I've got these magnets to do it with. This is arts and crafts, right? You take a magnet like this one. This is a super strong magnet. This is a super strong magnet. You see, I got screws stuck to it. This is what I stick the remote to using the screw that holds it together, right? You arrange these on a stick, okay? And you get it to where they're fastened at places, okay? And the magnet, if you turn one, if you have them on like this far apart, right? I can't get this near another magnet. It'll just slam itself together and probably shatter into my face. So I'm not going to be doing that. But if you put it like this far apart and then this far apart, right? Echo, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Everybody's using headsets. Raven, are you using a headset?
No, I'm just using the phone.
Do you have that headset for it?
I got the earbuds that you sent.
Try them out.
I also think it's my voice. I just have one of those stupid voices that carry across a freaking room. Like I can't whisper, you know. Yeah.
You're fine.
It's carrying across the internet.
Yeah.
But
magnetic unity. Like if you have
Right.
two magnets stuck between a table and you spin the bottom one, the top one spins with it.
Exactly. Because the field will pull the other field, and the field comes from the other magnet, so they would be in sympathy with each other.
Yeah, that's
right?
why you can use one magnet to push another one, but to get that magnet to push it, you have to move that magnet into it. And so if you have stationary magnets in a ring pushing stationary against other ones, it'll go half a flip and then just lock into place. With magnetic stationary, you're still going to have to push one of the magnets to make it move. They can't push themselves. They'll find unity.
You have to
apply
outside force.
Yeah.
And this is how I'm going to stick it back to my desk frame and let you hear. This is a strong ass magnet. That's a strong magnet. And
when I clench my blades, I do them east-west so I don't magnetize the blade and get warpage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a secret you're not supposed to reveal.
You got to clench your blade facing the rising sun to the east.
Mm-hmm. That is a very little known trick. But okay, no echo. Good, Vitska. Vitska, I'm going to call you our skeptic. You are now our skeptic because I want you to maintain that mindset to make me prove shit. Your job will be to take a picture when I fly to your house on a speeder bike, made of ancient technology. Good one. That was beer. Okay.
Whoops. I didn't mute.
Right. So if you Sapphire explained it better than I could. You stick two magnets on a table. You move one magnet, the field will hitch to the other field, and it'll turn the magnet in sympathetic rotation. Much like how you take two identical tuning forks, you hit one, and it will vibrate the other one on the same frequency because they're identical.
Also, metronomes, because they tick back and forth, and they'll put vibration into a desk, and it will influence the other one, and they'll come into time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sympathetic vibration. It works with sound. It also works with magnetism. And that's, I don't know about everybody else, but this is classroom like grade 5, right? 5 or 6. And I don't know who doesn't know that. There you go. You heard it on the Quantum Show. If no one's ever taught you that.
I got to correct you on that. In California, it's more like grade 9.
Great. Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, stealth helicopter technology, and sound waves are a wave, and so they actually have an onboard oscillator that emits an opposite sound frequency to the engine frequency, and they cancel its own sound out, so you literally can't hear it until you hear air turbulence on top of you. You don't hear the engine.
Mm-hmm. That stuff is crazy trippy. They've got a few. I've heard that they employed that on the C-130 style planes to make them quieter.
It's also in submarines too, so they're canceling out their own sound.
Yeah, that stuff is so cool. Okay, Raven, did you get that headset done?
Yeah.
Can you hear us
doesn't
okay?
bother me, man.
I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. We can hear you too.
Before.
Good deal. Well, I know, but we can hear you better now.
Wow.
Yeah, your microphone is right here and not over there on the phone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
And also the reason, just technical background stuff, right? Your phone is working better than your computer because it's putting through a smaller picture and a smaller sound over the same pipe.
Okay.
Even though it's still a good picture and good sound.
Okay.
In a nutshell. All right.
And the computer just went out. I brought this out here so I could see the chat, and I can't see anything on it. It just went.
What is that? Is that a website? Is that the webpage?
That was us on the computer so that I could see the chat room. And it just is blacked out.
I see blue. What do you see?
Black.
It just flashed something.
I see in the reflection. There it goes. I refreshed the page. There it is. No
go to the YouTube. If you can go to the YouTube, go to the YouTube chat.
That's what I'm in. I'm in YouTube.
Okay. And make sure the sound is turned off on the laptop because it'll create an echo.
Right. Yep, it's off.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's I showed the spinning Mercury. I showed the one guy's video, and what he did not do in that video, is do you know the wireless chargers for your phone? Y'all know? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hook up something like that. Yes.
They use magnets, right?
They use electric induction. Electromagnet. Yes, we can hear you, Raven.
Electromagnetic induction. And it has its own little coil inside that gets powered by wireless induction, and so it's like rubbing a magnet on a copper coil, but it's just a copper coil, and
Right.
the induction comes from the base, right? I
Yes.
think. Yeah.
And there's a thing that you put on the back of your phone, which is another inductor that talks to that one in the base, and that's how your phone gets charged wirelessly.
I didn't know you had to add an extra thing, but that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Ever since I got this iPhone, I'm looking at them because they're throwing me with ads for all the wireless charger. It's not my main phone. I use an Android. The iPhone, it got manifested. Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, I won't let
Trippy how that.
I won't let Apple products touch my PC, my Windows devices. I just stick with Sony and Android. No, what is it? Samsung.
Yeah, I've got the Apple over here. It's not hooked up to anything but Wi-Fi, right? This thing's freaking amazing, y'all. But I'm not putting it online at all. I'm not activating it. I'm not doing anything on service. It's strictly a recording device.
Yeah, I just hate all the third-party software it wants to put on all your other Windows
I hate the
systems.
first-party software.
Yeah, you got to download all these Apple apps for your Windows PC, and it clogs it up. I'm like, no, stay away.
Remember old school iTunes? Yikes.
No, never had Apple. I've always been a PC, Intel, Samsung boy.
Yeah, me too.
I've got a storm rolling in, pretty bad. I don't know if you caught the lights flickering here a minute ago, and I'm gonna have to go. It's lightning.
Okay, yeah, don't get struck.
And this thing picked up the umbrella that I'm under yesterday.
Yeah,
and
you're standing under a giant lightning rod.
Yeah. So
nice to meet you, Lassie.
I'm gonna move this inside, so I'll be back.
Okay, well, reconnect on the phone.
Okay, we'll do. Okay.
All right.
She seems really cool.
So yeah, she is, dude. You have no idea. She sent me a care package, I guess you could say, and this was in it. There was a bunch of stuff in it, but this was in it. She sent me. First, it comes in this awesome little envelope of a sticker, right?
Yeah.
And inside are one piece of tumbled quartz, right?
Ooh, pretty.
And one piece of black quartz. This is the only black quartz I have. And these are activated.
Do they call that smoky quartz?
I believe they do. I think this is kind of smoky quartz because it's got the air pockets in there. And this is, I think it's smoky quartz, but I'm not really sure. I got a crystal book here. I need to look them up.
We have a lot of rose quartz where I'm the pink one. It's like the white quartz without the speckles in it, not like granite with quartz, but just the pure white quartz. But we get the pink one.
Yeah,
when it goes crystally, when it's see-through, it's pink.
Yeah, that's iron oxide in the quartz. I know a little bit. This is a piece of quartz. This is one of the healing crystals I've got. This is Frank's quartz.
Okay.
Mostly see-through.
Natural hexagon thing. What do they call
that? Yeah, I get the unpolished, untumbled quartz to do really cool mystical stuff with. And I do it. And it works.
Yep.
Did you hear any...
Diecast metal Voltron here.
Hell yeah.
Aliens, woo. Hold on. I'll give you a rocket punch. Yeah. A rocket punch. I'm looking for my bit of amethyst that I've got somewhere.
Okay.
I've got an amethyst jar.
I've got a little bit of amethyst.
Yeah, I want to get a big clear one. I've just got like geode with the collection of little crystals on the rock. I want to get like a dark crystal, the Jim Henson puppetry gothic kids movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want like a dark crystal piece of amethyst, like my crystal shard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah.
This is the amethyst that I have. This was given to me by a friend, and it is also activated, but it is very specifically activated. And I would show you the sodalite I have, but it wreaks havoc on all my electronics. No idea why. I haven't explored it yet. But
Here's
yeah,
a trippy story. My old man has a 3-foot across boulder of gemstone grade clear amethyst on top of him, and it's like his conduit. And so that's why my amethyst shard's like a thing. He was a bit hippie guru guy. Like he was an artist, painter, surfer, traveled the world doing yoga and loving everyone.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, really cool dude. And yeah, all his hippie mates put this giant boulder of amethyst on him. It's probably worth like fucking $100,000 these days.
Do you have pictures of it? Of his grave?
Oh, not it going in. I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I don't know if anyone was standing around filming it. And it was before phones, right? It was like, maybe mid-90s, early 90s,
Mm-hmm.
around 95, I think.
Is he near you?
Oh,
is
yeah,
the
it's
grave
just
near you?
about 10 k's down the road.
Okay. Well, I'd love to see pictures of it because that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
got like
a hell of a memorial.
surrounded by black ironstone now. God, it was heavy to lay. Like, you know, when you metal detect it and you get a hot rock and it's that dense black ironstone? And it's just a rock, but it's just that metalish. It tweaks your thing. And yeah, so that's like the whole border of his grave. It's like some kind of diorite, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds
Good
like
spot.
a Stargate. Diorite? Yeah. Sounds like
His
a portal
amethyst
to
boulder.
me.
Yeah. That's what I mean. He was full hippie and stuff, and I grew up doing yoga with him and shit, so I'm just so down for that. My crystal
yeah,
magic
dude.
rock conduits. I don't
Well,
like
you're
magic
on the right
rocks.
show because we do programming crystals here. The one I showed, this one, right? This is a healing. Quartz crystals are all computational. Okay. I don't know who's watching now. Quartz crystals, that's why we use them in microprocessors. Okay. And
I looked
they
into
can,
watchmaking and resonance of the crystal switching back and forth in the escapement against another crystal. They keep time. And it's like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yep. One of the guys who developed the LCD noticed that when he was using a synthetic crystal, it was picking up on his thoughts. So he went, and I have to look that back up. It was actually picking up on his thoughts, and that's where the
I wonder about that. And there's like a measurement thing that we really got to be careful of, and it's by measuring something is somehow your measuring device influencing the measurement and changing the outcome.
Yeah, that's
You
why.
know, like, yeah.
My shitty multimeter, it influences it. It influences it because it's not very well shielded.
It's got a certain amount of resistance. It's got an internal battery that's putting out powers. Yep.
Hey, I don't think Nathan. I don't think Raven's coming back. The storm just hit her place really, really, really bad.
Okay. Did she texted you?
Yeah, her computer's soaking, and her umbrella just got freaking tornadoed off her balcony.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Hope she's okay.
Wish her luck and batten the hatches.
Yeah. Computer is soaking. That's not good.
Well, it's wet.
Yeah, I hope that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully she
dries it
is
off
okay.
and throws it in the bag of rice.
Turn the
Something like
keyboard
that.
upside down and just don't power it on. Just leave it. I've
Off the
had
battery.
water pour out the bottom of my case PC because I had a leak in a window I didn't realize once in the caravan when I first got it. And I was so dodgy, man. But yeah, I just let it dry for 3 days and turned it on and she worked. I had water on the motherboard. I poured it out. It was like, Just like I say, as long as you're not trying to power it, while it's got water to arc it out, as long as it dries out, it should be fine.
Yeah.
That was the
Hopefully
good
it
thing with
turned
the
off
old
and didn't fry anything.
The new laptops, you can't pull the batteries out. The old ones, you could physically rip the battery out if weird shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, EU just made a new law for phones that they must bring back replaceable batteries. None of this
Good.
inbuilt having to send away battery shit. Go back to the old Nokia 3210 where you can have a couple of batteries in your bag.
Yeah, a lot of when they had the Obama phones first come out, did you hear about that?
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Okay. I know someone who got one. First, they all died, and none of them had batteries you could take out. They were what do you call it? They were glued in with some kind of the stickiest glue ever.
Yeah.
And you couldn't take it out. I tried to pry it out, and it just wanted to tear the phone apart. It was epoxied onto the screen. I'm like, why do that?
Even the ribbon connectors for the batteries are designed to be super flimsy and fragile. So even if you can pry the battery out, if you don't have your heat gun hot enough or it's over hot, you just melt that little ribbon so quickly. Yeah.
Or it shatters. The ribbon is it's self-destruct. It's a self-destruct thing.
I gave up.
Gentlemen, it's called planned obsolescence.
I was about to say I gave up industrial engineering after 2 years when I found out about that. And there was a fridge company that made the little drain on the back of your fridge that goes into the drip pan, a really small pipe. And the service kit was coming around, taking that plug out and putting on a bigger piece of tube. And they built that into it to do it every 10 years. And it's like, I fucking hate you.
Yep.
Yeah, I just
What's
the
the point of making a product if it doesn't fail?
Yeah. That's why I love your Nana's old little round bubble fridges. All you do is change the bloody pump in the bottom of them, the air pump, and she goes, the compressor.
Yep. In the United States, it's the old avocado green appliances that are still working. The shell's rusted, the racks are rusted, but that thing keeps cooling like it was 1979.
Yeah, my Nana had like the little pastel pinkaboo blue with the round edges one in the basement, the fridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Round top. They called those round tops.
Yeah, like the Art Deco, like mid-60s pastel blue molded roundness. Yeah.
Love those. Planned obsolescence, just, oh my gosh.
Evil, pure evil.
Yeah. Why sell them one when you can sell them 10?
Or one every 2 years.
Yeah.
I still got my old Nana's Singer sewing machine too. That thing's a tank. I love it.
Oh, I've got a netbook. It is a tank. It's slow and it's slow, limited, but I got 2 of them. They refuse to stop working, and I love them. They're both the early Atom processor netbooks, before Chromebooks, before all that stuff, just past Pentium 4, and they both work like a champ.
I'm trying to think what version of Windows they had. It was like Windows Black Edition XP or something back in the day. Yeah, like 98 XP.
I've got one up there. I've got one of those up there, and I've got one that's upgraded already. It's got Windows 7, but it runs like a turtle. So does the XP one. It runs like a turtle too.
As long as Avast still runs on it, your free antivirus, I'm down with using it to do shit on the internet.
Yep, it'll get online. They'll both get online. But I just am like, forget it. I got to use something faster.
Oh,
And the
I've got
faster.
this old ancient laptop that I found the receipt in the bag, and it says 2010. It's like 13 years old, but it's got a huge screen on it, like the old school ones. And it tanks the battery, but I got the 12-volt car plug for it, and I use it in the annex as my movie night thing. And it's just got a good, big, clear LCD screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's old and it's
Yeah, I found one. That's the one I fixed. I got one. I found this big desktop replacement laptop at a thrift shop for $25. I said, I will take my chance. The screen didn't look cracked. I took my chance. Screen is perfect. It's got DVD, Ethernet, hardwire. Does not have anything you can use on YouTube. No camera, no mic, single core processor, but the thing is a tank. And I put a new. Go ahead.
Mine has a 320 pixel little webcam in it. It's like, it's like that era.
It's got the Game Boy cam.
Yeah.
Like the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, started talking about, I don't even know who's in the chat right now. It says we got 6 people. Hi, 6 people. You're still Quantum.
Cindy's around.
I see Cindy.
Bruce.
Vitska might be here. Who we got? Bruce.
Derek.
Is Derek here?
Derek Galloway is the one.
Yeah, Derek.
I don't
is he
see
here?
them.
I'm looking on.
Oh, he
I don't see
just
Derek.
He just posted.
Oh,
them.
hey,
You
Derek.
might be lagging a bit.
Yeah.
I got the
Bruce is lurking.
Starlinks. I got the Space Net. I feel like Jeff Goldblum with this little sci-fi dish on his roof driving around hacking the aliens. I got my caravan and my Space Net. Go Daddy Elon. Oh yeah, Derek Sapphire Elf epic rant 2 weeks ago on Fessler. Yeah, I'm always spitting the dummy and throwing in the towel. Yeah.
Yeah, he is not Quantum. Oh, Raven says she won't be returning for sure. She got online. That sucks, Raven. I'm sorry. Hope you stay dry. Keep your electronics safe. Keep yourself safe. She says the umbrella broke the table. Yikes.
Yeah, just go inside for the night and close the windows and door. Deal with it in the morning. There's no point chasing things in the wind. Yeah.
Yeah, just it'll be there to pick up tomorrow. Be safe, Raven. Get dried
the
out.
wind's still up. Something else might get thrown too when you're out there trying to do stuff.
Yeah, the storms were here. Raven is north of me, not too far north of me, and the storms were. 2 cats got knocked off the ledge. Still MIA. They're seeking cover. And the storms were here. I was driving down one of the main streets here, and I was watching lightning hit a radio tower over and over and over. I'm like, if you want to pay me $10,000, I'll go change the light bulb on top for you.
Guess what I'm using as a Starlink mast? It's a 3-piece telescopic radio mast made out of like galvanized metal pole. And it's like 9 meters plus another couple of meters of PVC pipe on it. So the whole thing's like 36 feet. It's just ridiculous. But the trees around me are so much bigger. I'm just trying to get it up in this gap in the middle to get some view of the sky. So it's not the tallest thing, but if I put that up in a field, that's not going to happen. Yeah.
But if those,
it looks definitely like a Frankenstein lightning summoning pole to like make things live. Yeah.
So what will you talk about, Fessler? Okay, ufology, hoaxers. What were you talking about, Fessler? The rant, because I am
sorry, I
not a
didn't.
friend of Fessler.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cross the streams. Right? Yeah.
No, I meant to go to ufology tonight.
I don't mind Thomas, but it's the other people in his backstage that I'll always get pissy with. There's that Mike guy, and he's just trying to dad mode everyone. Hey, you can't talk now. You've talked too much. It's like, oh my god. Yeah,
I don't go to
guy.
his. Yeah, I don't go to his chats because when I first found him, I was like, okay, cool. This guy is interested in finding the truth, and then he went all Lou bandwagon, and I was like,
Yeah.
I can tell you, Lou Elizondo is an agent on protocol. I'm out. And that's the last I watched of him. And then I saw all his dealings with Rich and dealings with Amy. And he tried to con Amy into.
I have not heard this. I don't want to know, right? We shouldn't talk this
Okay,
online.
well, he left a very bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, as far as his presentation of everything.
That's fair. Like I don't Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and I think everything's bullshit until I get some actual evidence. People say all this nonsense, but they got no evidence for anything, no matter what side they're on. So I don't really care about character assassination until I get a hoverboard.
Yeah,
Bruce, he's controlled opposition.
Well, hopefully I'll be making your hoverboard.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I want a perpetual motion
on the
machine.
back of my speeder bike.
Yeah, everyone's full of shit until I get a hoverboard or a perpetual motion machine.
Yep. Quantum Show is full of shit until I make the thing. I'm gonna make a thing, and I'm gonna make a thing, and I'm gonna fly around and give everybody another thing. I'm penciling you in right now.
Yeah, float boat. Yeah, I want a float boat. You got to make me a big one so I can levitate an old wooden boat. I want a float boat.
Got it.
Sky Captain Sapphire has a good ring to it. Oh yeah, I have a hoverboard, and I want it in hot pink, like a proper Back to the Future one. Hot pink space Malibu
right
hoverboard.
Over here.
Yeah, Barbie Malibu hoverboard. That's what I want. Barbie movie's out soon.
Yeah. Say that again.
Barbie movie's out soon, by the way.
I did see that. Did you see where you can Barbie-ize stuff on the website? They've got a website.
No, but I do have a bunch of. Sorry.
No, the website has a frame thing that you can put any picture, and it says Barbie, and I think it turns everything pink. I'm not sure.
It AIs it into Barbie and makes it all bubble round for plastic molding.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
What do you guys think about Tom DeLonge?
Yeah, I think it's just another figurehead. You know, they all get told these secrets, but we don't get to know who they are or get our hoverboards or our perpetual motion machines, and it doesn't really matter who says what. I'm just looking at the data, right? When I see a video, it takes it. When things do weird right angles, I'm interested. When it's just float junk and a balloon, I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, is it Tom DeLonge? He was the lead singer of a band, right?
Yeah, he's like the bandy dude. It's not Blink 182, is he?
No, I think it was.
Good Charlotte?
No.
It's like that, though, isn't it?
Can't remember the name. Sorry, guys.
I'm looking him up right now.
Blink 182.
Yeah, I said
Was
Blink.
it Blink 182?
Yep, Raven confirms. Derek confirms. Jeannie confirms.
Okay, it's Blink 182. I didn't
I
know.
was thinking.
I don't know.
I was
I don't really
right.
do too much new music.
I grew up in the
As of-
2000s at high school, man. I know all this degenerate music. Fucking Blink
Raven.
182, God. Can't believe I used to listen to that. It's always so sorry, it's over. God, teenage angst.
And yeah, I am going to put my money where my mouth is. I've already ordered the Mercury, $60-something worth of Mercury, and I'm going to build that thing and put it here. And that's going to be the desktop thing. And that will be my evidence that something's going on. Yeah. When you start making money off stuff, like Rich, I am on the same page with Rich. It's okay to make money off of what you do, right? But don't tell lies while you do it. Don't tell half truths. If you don't know, say I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because none of us know, and we're all trying to figure it out.
I think the reason I ended up with mod rights on Richie's channel, because I will call him an arsehole when he's an arsehole, but the fact is, I used to dislike his content. Just used to complain about Twitter and dickheads too much, but now I agree with him. Everyone's full of shit, and where's my perpetual motion machine?
Yep.
Yeah. But I also like the softies, like those other channels. And like Amy's a bit woo with her magic rocks and stuff. And I do get a bit pissy about everything. So, you know, everyone
I
has
like
their
my
place.
magic rocks.
I ordered
I got
an
my magic
Alien Girl
rocks.
cup. It cost me $45 from Australia. It's like, whoa, I'll get here next month.
Well, it was 40 to me in the United States. I got both of them. I got both versions.
Yeah, that's the one I ordered.
Yeah.
I was just
the
drunk,
other one,
and I just went to the website and just like, yeah, get me one of them.
Yeah, it was 40 for me in the United States, so it's not much more because they're all coming from Taiwan or something.
I just figured out how to make YouTube shorts too, so I'll make a little short having a morning cup of tea. Next to my
every time
Starlink
I go to get Sorry. Every time I go to get coffee, I say, "Me and Amy are out of coffee. I'll be right back."
That's Mama Elf. And also she can get beer too.
Good plan. I showed you a couple of my magic rocks. Thank you, Raven. Raven sent me those. I got a whole bunch of other magic rocks over here. These are unactivated crystals, right? These are Brazil. These are from Brazil. These are unactivated, and I haven't done anything with them. Let me go ahead and recap a little bit. These are rough, unturned, unpolished. Now, let me go over a little bit about what I mean by an activated crystal, right? Okay. I've learned a meditation technique that allows me to connect with the crystal. Okay. I highly recommend you do this away from any electronics. I blew up 2 computers. So did Raven, right? Me and Raven started doing it at the same time. We both lost 2 computers. And now I have to really be careful doing them. That being said, they're very much like computers that accept commands, and you can, like, I use one as a walkie-talkie, believe it or not, for empathy.
A scrying device.
Nuts, dude. What?
A scrying device is what us elves might call it.
Yeah, I use it for to convey ideas. I'm guessing all the phone calls. I'm guessing all the text messages. I get a ping. Raven has witnessed this, right? I was on the phone with Raven, and I was like, "What?" Well, I was backstage with Raven, and I was like, "I'm getting a ping," and somebody called me. It's nuts. Stuff is, I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
I
And
do believe in the miasma of thoughts. And like
what do
you've
you
been
mean?
trying to, like, I contemplate things like philosophically and or I want to understand why people think what they think. And then I'll be sitting there and totally unrelated, my friend will just turn around and blurt out like my hypothesis that took me a week to get to. And they'll just say it blatantly. And I'm like, fuck you.
I would say you get a connection with that guy, your friend.
But it happens
Because-
randomly with all sorts of people, like that miasma of thought. Like when something's trendy in town, someone makes a business doing it when other people are talking about it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
my ex and I have always been able to do that. When we were together, we were able to do that. And it was nuts that we would be ahead of the curve as far as trending things, because we were kind of into the pop culture shit at the moment. We're not now. And let me look here. Derek's saying another whistleblower came out a long time. Patent creator at Lockheed Martin Skunk Works. He has confirmed what Gresh has said about crash retrieval programs and reverse engineered crap. Let me tell you, has everybody heard my Men in Black story?
For decades, though. The crash retrieval programs is like nothing new. People have been talking about that for 40 years, more really. If you actually just paid attention to, I don't know, 20 different shows, you'd be able to, fake your own whistleblowing experience.
I was wandering around this morning. I don't know what chat we were talking about, but I think Nat was there too, and I think you were there. And it's, why do we assume crash retrieval programs mean we're observing them crashing now, when really if they're here now, they should be here then and also in the future? So wouldn't there be more crashed random ones buried under piles of sand than the ones that we observe and pick up like on the fly today? Like they're not all crashed today, are they? There has to be. If they crash today, they have to have crashed then as well, right?
What do you mean by then?
In the past
Okay.
is the whole history of human history in the Earth. And there's a lot of time there for random Roswells to have happened. But we just saw Roswell, so that's important to us. But why aren't there 100,000 other Roswells out there buried in rock and under dirt and shit? Is kind of what I'm saying. Archaeological lost alien probes should be more common than biological ones that are piloted by actual things flying around.
Baltic Sea anomaly, pyramid in Antarctica, artifacts in Antarctica, Bosnia, South America, and those are the Texas. They all have things that are unexplained that could be exactly what you're talking about. In Texas, near Odessa.
I predict we'll find cave paintings in Antarctica.
They have to get to the caves. They found them.
Us living here on the planet will never hear about it.
Fair. But I also say if everything's a conspiracy, then nothing can be true. So you can take what you can take at face value. And sure, I can't prove the Earth is round myself. But I know Herodotus did, and Homer and all them back in the ancient Greek times, and that's good enough for me. The Earth's been round long enough, I'll accept it. The Earth's been round long enough, I'll accept
Derek, who are you referring to?
Yeah, he's talking about
like
how
to-
people look at a single interview and they try to get body language and tells off them. But unless you've got a baseline of a person in like a long 3-hour interview,
That's not entirely accurate. There are techniques. There are universal signs
yes,
of.
I agree.
That
Yes.
if you know about them, if you know what they are, then you can get all the information you need. You don't need to have known the person for years or even months. You can on a
No,
first
but
poll,
there's
you can do it. But
a
if
way
you-
you run an interrogation, and you have to ask them base questions and be their friend first before you start pushing on them. And then you can start judging reactions.
Still, there's certain universal signals and signs and expressions.
There's no universal corner people look to when they're thinking. It's
No. But
yeah.
you can tell if they're not telling the truth.
You can generally tell whether they're going from mental portrayal or visual memory, and that's probably a good pickup. If you can tell they're replaying a visual thing in their mind rather than talking to themselves in words, because then they didn't see it, and you can tell.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify. Grush has Asperger's. That's who you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah, I knew what he was talking about because everyone was analysing Grush for a while, and I was kind of saying the same thing. Sure, there's basic tells, but to actually sit down and say whether he's lying or not, let people kill Bob Lazar, we need a good backlog of like the same story over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a one-off interview.
That's not my wheelhouse. Behavioral analysis. Fool me once, I'm always fooled. So I don't look at any of it. Yeah, that's you, bro.
I love
y'all,
social anthropology, and yeah, even into like Bigfoot stuff. I love that stuff.
Oh, I'm going to the Bigfoot conference at the end of the month here in Tennessee.
You were saying before you're down with Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask
Hell
about it instead of bloody magnets. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to do a Bigfoot show, but I have no personal experience other than what I've read other people's doing stuff. And the conferences. That's my experience. So
I actually got to talk to Jeff Meldrum backstage in a YouTube live one time and ask him direct questions because everyone else was dumb and being woo. So I asked him the one question he wanted to be asked. Is Bigfoot ape-like or man-like? Is it a hominin or a hominid? And the answer is both. Simply because it walks upright, it's a hominin and therefore man-like, even if it's not of genus Homo, and it is still a great ape. If it walks upright, it's both a hominin and a hominid.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that answer. And he's saying people are just fighting over verbiage. And it's like UFO, UAP, USO. They're just changing verbiage. And it's just semantics people are arguing about, right?
Hey,
yeah,
Derek,
at that point, it becomes...
Derek, here's the thing with what you just said. Trump already told everybody all they need to know. He said he can't talk about it. If there's nothing there, then there's nothing to talk about. If there's something you can't talk about, there's something there. You know what I mean? If you can't talk about it and you're at the top of the food chain and you can't talk about it, that means there's something there. If there's nothing there, you can just say there's nothing there. So there's clearly something there. can't be.
That's one of them
specific,
reading between the lines situations.
Right. When he was talking to Tucker, I think it was, he said he couldn't talk about it. Well, then there's something there. Otherwise, you just say there's no. We got nothing. It's all a bunch of hooey. Go back to your regularly scheduled programming, and stop bugging us about it. You know, you don't classify something above top secret that doesn't exist.
Yep.
That had to pay.
And all good.
Thanks, Jeanette, even though I was stumbling all over that one. It's been a long freaking day. 105, and it's still like 90 in the studio here.
Yes, dude. Yeah, Derek's saying he could get me plenty of guests with Bigfoot experience.
I was just going to say,
Derek.
I'll jump on and hairy man with you. I'm Aussie and I've got all these Yowie lore and stories. And I track down the bones and fossils that fit the descriptions. And dude, Australia's so fucking fascinating with that shit. Because they should be here. Southeast Asiatic Homo erectus is our tall, thin one, called a quinkin. And then we've got these small, fucky ones that steal your kids, and they're called Jungides. And they're Homo floresiensis from just north of the Wallace Line in Indonesia, the Hobbit men. That's them. That's Jungides. And just north of the Wallace Line in the same area, we've got Homo erectus. And they were bloody 7 feet tall with just less of a forehead. If you just took me and cut me forehead off like that, I'd be an erectus. They didn't have the big brows or anything. They look quite lean and gracile. But anyway, yeah, and then we've got this other one called Dooliga. And it's the cannibal of the outback. And he reminds me of the shape of your North American Washington Sasquatch. The big motherfucker with the fangs and the red eyes, right? Not your friendly one. And apparently all tribes of Aborigines and the Quinkins, who are the nice ones, and the fucky Jungides, everyone just scatters when you hear Dooliga roar. And they say when the ground shakes and the sky doesn't flash and you can hear the rumble, you need to run because Dooliga's got your scent. He's coming.
That is fascinating, bro. I love hearing those kinds of stories. And you're talking about you found bones that match those eras.
In Australia, in Yellow Creek, because everything that's mainland is called Indigenous heritage, it's hard to get permission to get in there and fuck with it. And because the white man have apologized to the First Nation people because we came here and we took their land and they got here first, if someone turned around and proved that Homo erectus was here before Aborigines and their stories of wiping out the Quinkins are true, well, then the Abos weren't first here, and why are we saying sorry? And it's political suicide. But yes, we have Homo erectus skeletons at Yellow Creek. You just can't politically touch them or publish anything about them. They're ancestral.
You know what that sounds like? The mounds of North America.
Yeah,
Ohio. It sounds like the mounds because in the early 1900s, late 1800s, they were putting them in. They were talking about it in all the papers. You can see them, Library of Congress, or just the library. You can go to just any library here, and you can request the online looking at the Library of Congress, and you can get hard copies printed. You got to pay for it. And they still will make you microfiche, and they will make you microfiche and send it to you through the library here, which is crazy.
I got to play around on the microfilm things, looking at old newspapers in the library, doing research. What do you call it? Workplace experience, like an intern. Yeah, that was great fun in the old museums, going through the microfilms. Is that what you mean? The microfiche?
Yeah,
Yeah.
microfilm.
Yeah.
The big reader with the big
Yep.
screen and
Yep.
the bright light,
Yep.
and you
Yep.
twist it, and yeah.
It looks like a big electron microscope, but you plug your microfilm into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And every one of those stories always has the Smithsonian Institute as the receivers of the final pieces of evidence, and then poof.
Yeah, I used to be an advocate for local land farmers' rights. So I was going through the microfilm of everyone's actual original property boundaries. And I was correlating that to what's on the council's website now. And they've been fucking and shifting people's stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was on the microfilm looking
Yeah.
for the old shit. Yeah, I'm like proving them wrong and shit. Yeah, it was great.
So where are you located,
Yeah.
Sapphire?
Southeast coast of Australia.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much if you have New Zealand and
Yeah.
you paddle your canoe across. My local tribe also says Kaiora as like g'day, meeting place, hello, but that's a Maori New Zealand word from across the pond. So I'm from like right that area.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long trip on a speeder bike, but I'll bear the brunt of it.
Well, you could just take Biden's new train across the ocean if you worry about it.
Out across the Pacific. Gonna build a train to India.
And welcome to the show,
Thought-
Lunar.
Thought a
Lunar.
bridge
My
over
fellow Californian.
thought a bridge over a river was hard enough when you had like the Golden Gate Bridge. It's fucking hard to build on an ocean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, guys. All right, y'all. It has been
Hugs, Luna.
fully 3 hours on the panel discussion, and I got to go ahead and wrap it up. It's getting real. It's 1:40 a.m. here. I know everybody's got different time zones, but it's getting kind of late for me, and I want to take this stuff backstage. Okay, don't hang up. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the show right now. It's been the best show since the last show, and I've made my official announcement. I'm going to start experimenting with spinning Mercury and see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but worst case, flying cool robot toy that charges your phone. Best case, I got a speeder bike and I'm going to go to all the YouTubers' houses. So, everybody, thanks for hanging out. If you hear your obligatory, if you hear your quantum, hit like and subscribe, and talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good rest of the weekend.
Happy trails,
Everybody
folks.
in the chat, thanks for everybody showing up, hanging out, and go back and watch the first hour if you get a chance. I will try to edit the show in a timely manner. Is somebody trying to come in? What is
That would be
this?
Raven.
Oh, okay.
Hey, welcome back, Lush.
Are you letting her in?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Okay. My controls are slower. All right. Few more minutes. Hey, Raven, welcome back.
You're
Yeah,
on
we
mute.
can't hear a thing, Raven. No sound.
Ash. We're going to go
You have
backstage
muted yourself.
anyway. Don't worry about it. He's going to end the show, and then we've got all the time in the world to chill, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't
So
stress.
don't hang up. Don't hang up.
Don't
All right,
stress.
everybody. Thanks for coming to the Quantum Show. Thanks for hanging out. If you hear your quantum, even by proxy quantum is still quantum. Talk to y'all in the next time. Y'all be good. Keep it at quantum. Pushing buttons. Pushing all the buttons.